games and more than 4 games, honestly, and probably having a drink or two while watching the games. Things kind of get mixed in together, but had a couple of blowouts, had a couple of good games, but I thought it was a huge success. I know we had a couple of blowouts, but I like watching football, and you know what? Sometimes the best team gets the best of another good team, and it gets out of hand.
Yeah, and so there's that argument where they say certain teams don't belong. Those are games, game results. You can't look back on game results to say that teams didn't belong or teams didn't want to be there. It just happens at times, like you mentioned there. So you watched other bowl games? I didn't watch much of any other bowl game other than college football playoffs.
Michigan, Texas?
Didn't watch.
I watched Michigan, Texas.
But it wasn't one of those things where I stayed away from it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just almost forgotten and off the radar.
It was just on. That's why, I flipped on. We went down to met the Courtney family. We had our Christmas/New Year's down in Hot Springs and turned on the TV, and bam, there it is. Texas, Michigan was a good game. Arch had a couple of really big plays, a couple big runs. And
I saw the updates for it, but it was just one of those things where being out and about and not really being in front of it and being engaged with it. The one game that I actually did watch plenty of is one game, Cal-Hawaii.
Cal-Hawaii.
That's the one, because I'm sitting there on, I think it was on Christmas Eve, sitting there on Christmas Eve and just kind of sitting around, and it was on. Had a friend come over and we're watching.
It's funny. Josh went to Hawaii and wanted to go to that game, but he said he couldn't get tickets because it was such a huge ticket with Hawaii playing, and Cal's quarterback is a big Hawaiian.
Yes.
That was coming back home, so there was a bunch of hype around that. He said it was a tough ticket to get.
Yeah, the two quarterbacks, they actually grew up with each other.
And apparently he said that Cal quarterback is like the next real deal. Like, he is legit good.
Oh, they talked about him being the next guy at Indiana following Fernando Mendoza, who left Cal to go to Indiana.
That's kind of funny. I saw portals open today, and a lot of visits getting scheduled. Nothing to report on for the Razorbacks as far as a commitment or anything, but that stuff is just happening. Over 3,000. Well, who knows what it is now, but I saw earlier this morning over 3,000 players in the portal already on day one.
A lot of movement there.
There will be a lot of movement for Arkansas, and hopefully a lot of exciting news coming for Arkansas. And got a lot. I'd say a lot, but they got to sign a lot of dudes, defense, quarterbacks. While we were gone, Grayson Wilson out of Little Rock finished up at Conway, hit the portal for Arkansas. So right now they got one quarterback.
Yeah, Jackson only.
Thank goodness they're not practicing anytime soon because they got one quarterback. So that'll be an emphasis. And look, they're not going out and signing Sorsby, rated the number one quarterback in the portal. I was a little surprised at that. I like the kid at Arizona State a little bit better than Sorsby.
Yeah, Levitt,
thank you.
But Brian Edwards, he's been high on him all year. Sorsby, so really not surprised there. But he's being highly sought after. Texas Tech, LSU, among some of the top teams that are after him. But you can imagine that there are probably about 20 schools that are really trying to engage him in some conversations. And he probably has maybe 5 or less that he's really looking at.
What do you think he makes? 3?
Somewhere
2,
around
3?
there. Yeah, 2.5, 3.
I got to think the same for Levitt. Those are, at least in my mind, like kind of 1A, 1B, top 2 quarterbacks in the portal. They're going to get paid. So my point is, Arkansas's not going after a guy like that. They're going after
they
numbers.
Should. They should, but the likelihood of landing one of those guys is probably not happening.
They need to go get some offensive linemen, some defensive linemen. They need to go get some dudes for the trenches and kind of take that Texas Tech recipe and just load up on the lines and dominate the line of scrimmage and see if they can't get a quicker turnaround by going that route. But nothing so far in the portal. All right, back to the college football games. The 4 quarterfinal games. You had the first one being the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve night. Great game, Miami, Ohio State. And you know what? You saw Miami. That defensive line, Bain and number 3 and number 4, those dudes were in the backfield all night long. Ohio State could not block those two guys. And then it opened up for the rest of the defensive line. They won the trenches and won the game.
And as they say, those units work together where you have the front end, the back end. You saw Miami secondary have some success in that game also.
Mm-hmm. A little pressure on the quarterback. Starts wanting to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than normal, and it creates some problems. And then yesterday, the first game on New Year's Day was the Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. Texas Tech never scored, which was surprising to me. Usually their defense creates some opportunities, and their defense did. But the Texas Tech offense, man, they drove a couple. I think the play of the game, they got down 13 to 0, got down first and goal inside the 10. You score a touchdown there, it's 13-7. It's one-score game, anybody's ball game. Threw an interception. I think they took possession, drove down the field. I think they kicked another field goal to make it 16. Yeah, it was 16-0. And I was like, well, now you're looking at 2 touchdowns, two-point conversions, which is asking a lot from a team that hasn't scored all day long. And sure enough, they never scored. And Oregon pitches the shutout, 23-0.
That was a bit surprising that Texas Tech wasn't able to get on the board or really get anything going, but big-time credit to Oregon and what they were able to do. And they may have been probably one of the more forgotten-about teams that's in the playoff here, and they really had a really good season altogether. And you know that they are one of those teams you look at season in, season out. They're a complete team.
They actually had the 4th best odds to win the college football playoff. We looked at that last week. I was surprised. The lowest odds to win the college football playoff, out, Ohio State. Then it was Indiana. Then it was number 3 was Georgia, out. 4 was Oregon. 5 was Texas Tech. They're out. And then there towards the bottom was Ole Miss, maybe the biggest stunner, in my opinion anyway, the biggest stunner of the weekend. I don't want to skip Alabama, Indiana. Can't skip that game. Another game where Indiana just totally dominated the trenches, both offensively, defensively. They had their way with Alabama.
I'll be honest, that's kind of what I expected. I expected Indiana to dominate that game. Now, there was a lot of talk out there about Alabama and maybe what they were bringing to the table, what they'd be able to do, but just didn't see the consistency with them throughout the season. Now, they had a big win over Georgia during the season, but when you got to that SEC championship game and you saw how Alabama looked there and knew what this Indiana team looked like on the other side, kind of expected those same results. Now, they did get a win over Oklahoma, but you're talking about a conference rival, and it was a close game the first time around they played.
Yeah, I didn't like – I was listening to some of the national guys talking about how, you know, why isn't there more people saying Alabama didn't belong? They look like they did not belong on that field. They look like they should not be playing within Indiana. I thought, guys, you can't forget just 9-10 days ago, they won the first round. Alabama was proven to be where they were. It was A, a bad matchup, and B, they played a bad game, and Indiana played a really good game.
Well, I thought from the beginning when there was all the talk about Notre Dame getting snubbed, and if Notre Dame was in, who do you leave out? The thought was Bama. The way Bama looked in that championship game, and just going back to some of those inconsistencies during the season, that it should have been Notre Dame and not Bama. Beating OU didn't change the thought there that, okay, now they've proven that they belong.
I like the fact they did it on the road. That was impressive because Norman was rocking that day. Yeah, it was a tough atmosphere, and when you're able to go and win on the road, that means something to me. And how about the
both teams in that first round?
Yeah.
When you talk about Miami and Alabama.
Oh, Miami, that was a huge win. Going to Kyle Field, that was impressive. That was an impressive performance. That's exactly why I was picking Miami, because their defense was that impressive against Texas A&M, and I thought they would be able to keep this game close, a lot closer than the 7.5-point spread. Now, did I think they were going to win it outright? No, I didn't have enough faith to bet the money line. And speaking of, first 3 games went under. And last week I was talking about how I like the unders in all 4 of the college football playoff games. I just thought defense was going to be the story of the college football playoffs, and we were going to see some lower scoring games. I went to Oakland yesterday and saw one of our listeners, and he's like, "Man, I'm loving your under picks. You're hammering those under picks. They're paying off." And I was like, "Yeah, we got finish off this Alabama-Indiana game," because at the time it was looking really good. And I was like, and then tonight's the one I was worried about. Joe got on to me a couple weeks ago about not hedging my bet after, a 4-team or 4-leg parlay. So I learned my lesson. I was like, you know what? I better hedge this one just in case the Mississippi-Georgia game gets out of hand. And I'm certainly glad I hedged the bet because that one got hit way over.
Well, think about that first matchup that they had. They scored more points, I believe, in that one than they did last night, or right around the same.
Yeah, 73 total points last night. I just like the way that Georgia's defense seemed to be getting better and better and better. The last month of the season, their defense had seemed to be clicking. They found a little something, and they were just really shutting teams down. And I thought they were going to create some problems for Ole Miss. And it got off to a good start. It's kind of slow, lower scoring game. And when Georgia got that scoop and score, and it just kind of opened up the floodgates a little bit, and it just seemed to pick up the tempo for Ole Miss and for Georgia. I was like, this isn't looking good. Thank goodness they got the hedge going because we're covered either way.
Yeah, that game, it looked the way it did in the first half simply because of some Ole Miss mistakes. And that's why they felt confident going into halftime that they could come out and make it a different game second half just because they were limiting themselves.
Let's hear a little bit about this Ole Miss game. Here's some of the highlights.
Lacey goes out. Georgia brings a blitz. Chambliss, end zone! Touchdown! Luke Hess, a tight end. Kewan Lacey lunges for the goal line. Touchdown! 47 yards. And it is good! Right down the middle! Landon Roldan, they're going to try to run some trick plays. That's a free ball. Bounding toward the sideline. The game is over. Official signaling a safety on the last play of the game. That doesn't matter.
39-34 your final. It didn't matter for the line or for over-under, so 2 points truly just added to the total a little bit.
How about that, though? After that play, they said there was a second left in the game, and they had to go – no, well, when it hit after the safety, I'm saying, and then they had to run that play at the end where they're kind of tossing the ball around. But, yeah, when there's a safety and the clock hits 0, then they're like, nope, everybody get off the field. Let's review to see if there's any time left.
Game's not over. The game is not over. What was your favorite out of the 4?
Probably Miami, Ohio State.
Yeah, I agree with that. Here are some highlights from that game.
Down in a yard. And Beck hits Fletcher out of the backfield. Touchdown, Miami. After the loss of 6, another pass. Play that's intercepted. Taking it back is Keontae Scott. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Miami.
That play by Keontae Scott was incredible. I mean, that's film study. That's seeing the blocker come and trying to seal him off. And he read that better than the wide receiver and just took it and took it back, pick 6. What a great play.
Oh, never seen anything like that before, where on a receiver screen, you see that one receiver drop back, and everybody's basically getting blocked at that point, but he read it and just made a play on the ball.
I said earlier that the games kind of run together, and I can't remember and distinguish from the game. There was another play similar to that last night. They ran a wide receiver screen, and the corner almost jumped it and got it. It was almost going to be the exact same play. And the throw was a little low, and the corner couldn't get to it. But he blew it up, and it was incomplete. But I was like, oh, my gosh, we almost saw that twice in one weekend. Miami, man, they had the stars out on the sideline. Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis, Jimmy Johnson.
Michael Irvin, he's there on the sideline for every game.
Got the chain going. Kind of their hype man over there. Could you get a better hype man than Michael Irvin?
One of a kind.
Here's Mario Cristobal about having Jimmy Johnson on the sideline.
The game wasn't over yet. He's out there like, Coach, come on. You're the one that tells us not till the clock strikes 0. I mean, at the end of the day, he changed our lives, my brother and I. We were, still kind of a nobody. You know what I mean? That's, and we pride ourselves on that. He offered my brother and I scholarships. My parents, you know, may they rest in peace, they didn't even know what a scholarship was. They were Cuban Americans that came over and found a way and tried to make a living. And fast forward, man, you know, almost 40 years later, and he's out there on the sideline supporting us. He set such a high standard. Coach Snellenberger, you know, did as well. Coach Erickson, Coach Coker, so many great coaches. Coach Rick, who was out there a little while ago. So many that have come through. So really proud that this team is making him proud. And also, again, the first thing he says, remember, you know, let's keep getting better.
About a Miami-Oregon national championship game.
Could be
Cristobal
outstanding.
Bowl.
Yeah, it'd be outstanding for sure.
Let's go to Lewis. What's up, Lewis? Happy New Year.
Hey, Wes, same to you. And I already told Joe, so. Hey, I got a quick question for you. Speaking of the Georgia-Ole Miss game last night, you know when Georgia was driving down right before they kicked the field goal to tie it?
Yes.
Okay, Ole Miss used all their timeout. So why would they throw the ball there on third down and stop the clock?
They were trying to win it. They were trying to get the touchdown.
Okay. I was just wondering because that didn't make sense to me. I mean, you know, to me, I would have ran the ball there because that way you can run the clock all the way down to like 3 or 4 seconds before you even kick the field goal because you already knew how good Trinidad Chambliss was playing at that point.
They just, it was a roll of the dice. They said, let's go for it. Let's go for the victory and get the touchdown right here and go up and play a little defense.
On the other side, Ole Miss, they made a great call by calling that last time out because they knew they probably are going to try to win this game. And whether they score a touchdown, then clock stops there.
Yep.
Or if it's an incomplete pass, clock stops there. So great call by them by exhausting those timeouts and really taking control of the game.
Almost daring them. Go ahead and run it. If you know, let's see what you do.
Okay. Well, like I said, it makes sense. It makes sense what you're saying. It just didn't make sense when it happened. So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. I was thinking, thanks, Lewis. I was thinking the same thing, but I was like, you got to try to win this game right here. You got to try to score a touchdown. And if it leaves some time on the clock, so be it. Put your defense out there. You got a good defense. Go stop them.
Yeah, it didn't work out for them.
No, no.
And who's to say if they score a touchdown that it works out?
No, they still would have had time. Could have driven down, scored a touchdown. Boy, that kicker from 47, that ball hit like halfway up the net. Looked like it could have been good from 67.
Oh yeah, they said that those kickers on both sides were money all year, and so if you got in decent field goal range, you could count on them.
That dude has a leg. And we heard the highlight to Luke Haas, first guy to congratulate him.
Yeah,
Patrick
Kudus.
I'm like, look at Kudus and Haas there. Golly. Stick a knife in me. All right, that's our first segment. Lee Sterling is not able to join us today. He said basically the games this week in the NFL, crapshoot. I don't think he was very excited about the NFL slate. Now, it's some really good games in the NFL, some important games in the NFL, but I don't think he has like a true good feeling about one particular game or another that he wants to give us. So
then the problem also is who's playing, who's not playing.
Some of those other games where it doesn't matter. I think that's kind of what he was talking about. Those games are a crapshoot. So we got an open segment. We can take some more phone calls when we come back. 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. We got the portal open. We got Arkansas, Tennessee tomorrow. SEC opener at 2 o'clock. Don't forget, we got the Bet Saracen Razorback basketball post-game show at Walk-Ons tomorrow after the game and every Razorback basketball game. Stick around.
It's your Razor Hog update each day on Out of Bounds, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Crisp, refreshing, and just 95 calories. Pick some up for your next tailgate or watch party. Flight by Yingling, brewed for fans who never settle. Yingling.com.
This is SportsCenter. college football playoff quarterfinals started with Miami taking down Ohio State 24-14 on Wednesday. The Hurricanes were up 14-0 at halftime, but the Buckeyes clawed back to make it a 17-14 Miami lead in the fourth. The Hurricanes would then use a 5-minute touchdown drive to ice the game. Yesterday, there were 3 games. The first 2 were uncompetitive as Oregon shut out Texas Tech, beating them 23-0, while number 1 seed Indiana dominated Alabama, beating them 38-3. Indiana and Oregon will play next Friday in the Peach Bowl. The Hoosiers won the first matchup 30-20. The third game was an instant classic as Ole Miss beat Georgia 39-34. The Rebels kicker Lucas Carneiro went 3 for 3 with the 2 longest kicks in Sugar Bowl history at 56 yards and 55 yards, while hitting the field goal to put them up 3 in the final 10 seconds. Georgia recorded a safety on the ensuing kickoff. Ole Miss and Miami will face off in the Fiesta Bowl next Thursday. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
We all know how busy our lives can be these days and how important our time and convenience is as well. Edwards Food Giant knows that too. So that's why they're inviting you to take advantage of their Heat and Eat Meal Solutions items in their deli department. Delicious Edwards Food Giant signature dishes along with a wide choice of entrees and sides, all ready for you to pick up and take home to serve your family tonight. The Heat and Eat Meal Solutions now at your favorite Central Arkansas Edwards Food Giant deli. This week's special is meatloaf for only $7.49 per pound with roasted red skin potatoes and peppers for $4.99 per pound.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater Holton Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. Your financial journey is unique to you. That's why we offer a variety of personal checking and savings accounts designed to work for your goals. Whether you're looking for low fees or great rewards, choosing the right checking account is easy at Southern Bank. Our products can help you save for your first home, a family vacation, or a college education. And just as important, at competitive rates. To learn more about our personal banking option, visit bankwithsouthern.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Angie Collins in Heber Springs, Michelle Herring in Whitehall, or Jonathan Stone in Lone Oak today.
A happy place comes in many colors. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. He's Joe Franklin. Oregon moves on to the semifinals, beating Texas Tech 23-0 in the Orange Bowl. Dan Lanning, he didn't want to be in the Orange Bowl.
What do you think of not having a first-round bye this season?
I guess it works, right? You know, I've been a proponent for games to be happening much quicker for a long time. I think that's best for college football. Again, I felt like this game, the Orange Bowl, first off, was unbelievable. I should have, really gave him kudos to the Orange Bowl because it's been a great experience, but it's not the same bowl experience anymore when you talk about playoffs, right? Our guys didn't leave the hotel. they had a mindset, that we can celebrate when this thing's all over with, and they were really focused. But the hospitality here was unbelievable. But we're trying to serve two different purposes here, and this is a playoff. Playoff, in my opinion, should have been played in Lubbock, Texas. I said that before. That's not because we wanted to go play in Lubbock. I certainly didn't. I'm glad we played here in Miami, and it was good prep for us. But, last year, very similar situation for us. I feel like that game should have been played in Eugene. And there's a lot of people that do playoffs. I feel like the playoffs have looked a certain way for a long time. We're trying to serve two purposes here. And the amount of time in between games, obviously, is tough for teams. We experienced it last year.
I didn't realize. I always thought it was good that they used these big bowls for the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and still keep them involved in the finals. First round, great that it's on campus, and you're getting to host the lower seeds get to host it and creates a great environment. But I could see the need for this in the second round, also the quarterfinals to be on campus, because I didn't realize that, like, when the players go to the Orange Bowl this week, there are no going out and making a tour, doing this and going bowling and, the things that you would do and associate with going to a bowl. They don't do that for the playoffs.
No.
It's,
And they
it's
shouldn't.
serious. Right, yeah, it is. I just didn't think about it and put two and two together. So it kind of takes away a little bit of the true bowl experience.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that if you have home field for first round, why wouldn't you have it for second round? Especially the teams in the second round are getting byes.
Yeah.
So if they're getting a bye and they've earned this right, why wouldn't they be able to play these games on their home field?
Yeah. Let's go to Bill. He's in Searcy. What's up, Bill? Happy New Year. Hope. Lost Bill. Bill, you can call back. I think that, and we're going to see subtle changes. Well, maybe not so subtle changes with the expansion of the playoff whenever that happens next. But I think you will see some more changes like that. And why not have do a rotation of the big bowls for the semifinals and the finals and just make it a rotating case? 3 of the, 4 get to host every year. 3 of the 5.
Yeah, the problem with that is they never have one of these bowls to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're sticking with the tradition there.
Maybe then you could have the 2 that are left out having some really big, whatever big game you could have. Like if the Rose Bowl wasn't in the rotation that year, you could, you don't have I guess you got the new Pac-10, 12, whatever they're trying to come up with right now. And the Big Ten team, best Big Ten team not in the playoffs, could go and play in that version of the Rose Bowl. Same with the Cotton Bowl. If they're not in the rotation, have the best Big 12 team not in the playoffs play the best SEC team not in the playoffs and have an old-fashioned Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, there are going to be 4 of them that would be left out.
If you have 3, do the 2 semifinals and 1 the finals.
Well, 3 then, if that's the case. But they don't – the championship game, they don't treat it as a bowl game. It's just the championship game, but it's at a bowl site.
Yes.
Because like Miami, they've already played a game there, but Miami is going to be site of the championship.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to do it, but they get paid a lot more than I do to figure it out. All right, phone lines are open, 661-1037, 661-1037. We hit on Indiana a little bit ago. Here's a highlight from the Indiana game, and they're thumping.
He just sees grass, and he's taking it.
3rd and 1, looking to throw. Launching to the end zone, surrounds out there, touchdown Hoosiers! Pouring it on!
I was glad the clouds broke there at the Rose Bowl after a while and gave them some dry weather. They were talking about the possibility of it raining the entire game, and it was the first significant rain at a Rose Bowl since the 50s. There was a sprinkle a couple of years ago, just a quick little sprinkle, but just the rain that they got before and during the first half of the game, they hadn't seen that.
Oh, that was a story even going back to New Year's Eve where it's raining in Vegas. So on the West Coast, in those cities, you don't see that rain. It rained for a couple of days there, actually.
Yeah, it was funny watching all the New Year's Eve parties. New York, they had the umbrellas out. Vegas, umbrellas out. It was a mess all over. Let's hear from Curt Cignetti.
That team, for about 3 straight weeks,
from the first play to the last play. Fast, physical, relentless. Smart, disciplined, poised. One play at a time, 6 seconds of play. Every play's got a life and a history of its own. Like it's nothing. Not affected by success, not affected by failure. On to the next play. Never satisfied. Playing to a standard, not the circumstances of the game. You're up in the fourth quarter, 52-7. Okay, it's not okay to let up because of the circumstances of the game, because you're playing to a standard. Standard. Habits. First you form your habits, then your habits form you. And you have in life freedom of choice, but not freedom of consequence.
Got a lot of comparisons to Nick Saban after the victory and after his post-game press conference.
Sounded a lot like him.
Man, he does. A lot of the values I'm sure he picked up coaching under Saban that still stick with him today, and he's got Indiana rolling right now.
And then the point was made that all 4 coaches remaining, they were all Nick Saban assistants at one time.
How about that? Let's take a look at the odds real quick, and I'll get to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Let me pull up my Bet Saracen app. I saw the odds this morning and may have already changed a little bit for the 4 playoff games. Got Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, Indiana. And I guess I'm going to have to update it. Sorry. Yep, I had to update it. Ole Miss, Miami, 3-point favorite. I agree with that. Even though Miami's the 10th seed, Ole Miss the 6th seed, I like that Miami defense. I think it's great. That's a fun matchup because Ole Miss's offense is awesome to watch. Miami's defense is awesome to watch. Which one breaks? Which one wins that battle?
That will be really interesting with those contrasting styles. But maybe you want to look at the other side, which from the strengths, what we consider the strengths. Let's look at the other side. How does Ole Miss's defense perform against that Miami offense? And that may be where the game is won.
If Miami could take control, run the ball like they do, run the clock, slow it down, limit the number of possessions by Ole Miss, get that running game going. That running back they have, I can't think of his name. He's fun to watch. He runs with power. And the little freshman wide receiver that they were highlighting him a lot.
Yeah.
He didn't do as much in this game, but, man, because they were highlighting, I was watching him. That dude may not be the biggest wide receiver, but he blocks hard. There were several plays that were because of his blocking. He was the one who sprung the back or the wide receiver. He was the one getting the key block.
He's great in return game too.
Yeah.
That's where his strength really is. And then think about when you see somebody like that that's just a playmaker. We saw it with Jeremiah Smith last year. Guy's a freshman. He has to play 2 more years of college football. Because even Jeremiah Smith now, he has to return for another season. As good as he is.
Good as he is. One more year.
After the game, he's a Florida guy, so you saw that he was going around and so many players from Miami were approaching him because they all know each other.
We played a clip from him last week, and it was basically if Miami was any good when he was growing up, would he have thought about going to Miami? He's like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But because they were struggling while he was growing up in the years of, he would have been maybe a Miami fan. They weren't any good, so he wasn't a Miami fan.
Ohio State does have tradition, though, of that Florida pipeline, going in there and getting receivers.
The other game, Oregon, Indiana. Indiana is a 4-point favorite over Oregon. So you got a 2 games, 4 points, 3 points. Smaller spreads. Over-under, by the way, Oregon, Indiana is 47. Miami, Ole Miss, over-under, 51.5. D3 Auto Sales text line. This guy writes in and says, just think of the millions spent at Bama, Georgia, Texas Tech, the Ohio State University. How mad are they in Tuscaloosa? Maybe Lane should keep his bags packed. Yeah, there's going to be some upset Crimson. But look, every fan base except for one is going to be upset or disappointed. Some will be more upset than others. But like the millions that the billionaire oil man spent at Texas Tech, Do you think he thinks that was wasted?
No.
I don't.
he
I agree.
doesn't.
No.
Not at all.
It got them to a point where they've never been before, and it highlighted the university like it's never been highlighted in football in a long, long time.
Well, they got to the point of having a chance,
Mm-hmm.
and other than that, they wouldn't have had that chance.
And that's all you can ask for. Have a chance, get into the college football playoff, and still have that possibility of winning it all. So, yes, while it sucks that they didn't win it all and they spent a bunch of money, they
Guess
were all
what?
there.
They're going to run it back. They're going to do it again.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to change anything. Jeff says, I hate to admit that Stockton is a tough SOB. Those hits he took last night, Stockton. Oh, the Gunner Stockton?
Yeah.
Dude, we were watching that game, and we were handing out Christmas presents, and I was like, oh, God. And they're like, what? And I was like, y'all got to see this hit. This is absolutely – I can't believe he's getting up. And sure enough, he gets up. They go straight to the goal line, quarterback push, and they show the highlights, and everybody was like, oh, my gosh, that was a vicious lick he took.
His hand was bleeding during the game. Don't know where that came from, but those are the type of hits he was taking where just all over his body.
I'm surprised his ears weren't bleeding after that hit. I mean, he took a vicious hit to the midsection. That head snapped back, and then when he landed, the head hit the turf. I was like, man.
He kind of jumped into it, though.
Yeah. That was – no, and there was another big hit later on, but you're right. He took some licks last night, Jeff. Ron from Pine Bluff says, go 49ers. Get home field advantage. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you too, Ron.
Oh, that'd be big for them because they wouldn't – I mean, they're at home now. They wouldn't have to leave home if they keep winning.
Stay at home. And that week off would be huge for them. Try to get some of those guys healthy. I don't know how many could come back, but, man, a team that's banged up like the 49ers, a bye week would be welcomed. That's a huge game tomorrow night. 501 writes in, says, Wes, for all those who still think it's not about the money. This is a post from DraftKings. Texas Tech and Ohio State combined for $63 million in the NIL. Each team was one and done in the college football playoff. $63 million. That seems a little high. You think that's right? I guess 30, 32, 31, 32 million apiece.
But you're talking about being in the playoff as opposed to not being a part of it.
Right. And that's a prime example. You can go spend $30 million, and it doesn't guarantee you a championship. It doesn't guarantee you a college football playoff appearance, but it sure does help. Sure helps to have the dudes. Now, I don't think Indiana's payroll is nearly as high. They've got an awesome coach who's created something special in that locker room that those guys have bought in the last 2 years, and they're playing extremely well. But the more you spend, the more your odds go up of getting into the college football playoff.
And it's always been that way. Yeah. It's just out in the open now.
Let's go to Woody. What's up, Woody?
Hey, guys, I don't think I'm banned. I hope not. Happy New Year.
I don't know why you would be banned.
Happy New Year.
You guys are my two favorites of all this 103.7 Buzz stuff. You guys do a great job. Kind of relaxed in the afternoon, and I'm coming home from work early, and I was listening to Feinbaum this morning. He was going crazy about Alabama. It's just those people are nuts down there, guys. They're worse than we are sometimes.
Well, they're entitled. You know, they got that self-entitlement that they feel like they should be playing in the semifinals or the finals every single year. They're spoiled.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. And one comment that I had, and maybe it's just something that's kind of floating around in my brain. I was thinking about Ole Miss last night. That was a great game, guys. I loved it.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
It was. It was a fun game to watch.
And that Charlie Weiss, man, I don't know where he's going, but he's going someplace really fast.
LSU.
I mean, he won't be with Kiffin long.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU won't hold Charlie. He's that smart.
Yeah.
I mean, 59 seconds and you win a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes!
No, he'll be a head coach in what, 2 years, Woody? Maybe next year.
I mean, he is a young Nick Saban. I really think so. But anyway, the point of my call, other than say, great show, guys. Love you guys. Looking forward to 2026 with you. But I've had to think of Keith Carter.
Oh.
And I know this is going to touch on the sore subject for everybody, but compare Keith Carter to Hunter Yurachek. I know you're probably going to hang up on me, but
no,
I just don't get it. It sounds like the pressure's off old Hunter now, and probably he's been under scrutiny quite a bit for the last 3 or 4 months. But guys, he just needs to go. We need a Keith Carter kind of guy, and that's why I like old Houston Dale Nutt.
Woody, thank you for the call.
Okay.
Happy New Year. Did y'all happen to see who caught the game-winning field goal for Ole Miss after it went through and hit the net?
Who would that be?
Keith Carter. Keith Carter caught it out of the net and then ran through by the end zone to the corner of the end zone, holding the ball up, showing it to the fans, and celebrating with everybody. I thought
that's
that
a great
was pretty
moment
cool.
for them.
No, they got their guy. We got to take a break because our other guy, Mark the Magician, is going to join us when we come back. I think he just picked the winner of the third race. That 9-horse came through. 4.5 or 5. 4.5 odds to win.
No surprise there.
Yeah. We'll get Mark and get some picks from him when we come back. And a big day at Oaklawn tomorrow. Smarty Jones. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, folks. It's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood. When you're in the market for a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram, we hope you give us a chance to earn your business. Here's some things to consider. Fletcher Dodge has been family-owned dealer here in Sherwood for over 25 years. We know how to take care of our customers to keep them coming back. Every Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealer pays the same price for their vehicles. It's the dealer that makes the difference. We'll give you the best deal up front. No haggling, no arguing. We make it easy to buy a new vehicle, and we'll pay you more for your trade-in. Compare our deal to anybody's, and you'll buy from us. Come see us today for the deal of a lifetime on new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram. At Frank Fletcher Dodge, you'll always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. And we promise you a hassle-free buying experience. We want to be your dealer for life. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Just tell us what you're looking for and we'll make you a deal. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
From all of us at MNB, we'd like to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. We know that some of the best times are spent during the holidays with family and friends, creating memories for many years to come. And we would like to say thank you to all of our customers who have supported us through the years and made us a part of your family. May your holidays be filled with joy and many blessings. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from all of us at MNB.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
This is Justin Acree. If hand or wrist pain is getting in the way of your daily life, it's time to see the specialists at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Their fellowship-trained hand and wrist surgeons treat everything from arthritis and fractures to nerve injuries and carpal tunnel. And with Arkansas's only hand trauma telemedicine program, advanced care is available around the clock. Call Ortho at 501-686-TOSH to schedule your appointment today and get back to living pain-free. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
The 36th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, January 23rd through the 25th at the State Fairgrounds, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. Listen for the Big Buck Sounder next week to qualify on air or register during Big Buck to win a hunting rifle, $1,000 gift certificate from Hunter's Refuge, or an Arkansas Game and Fish lifetime hunting license. The Arkansas Big Buck Classic, January 23rd through the 25th, brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV, Can-Am, Hunter's Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, and Outlaw Beer.
Wrapping up the first hour with Mark the Magician. He joins us, calling in down from Oaklawn, getting ready for the fourth race. What's up, Mark? How are you?
Happy New Year, guys. It's really strange only talking to you, once or twice. We'll be running for 4 weeks, and we're getting ready to take a 25-day break after Sunday and come back at the end of January, and then we'll run Thursday through Saturday, Thursday through Sunday pretty much until May after that. But great day, Smarty Jones weekend here, 11 races tomorrow, 11 on Sunday, and 10 today. And so far we've got a second, a third, and finally got that winner in race number 3, a $9 horse. So we're off to a pretty good start today, and I really like the card.
You like anybody in this fourth race that's about to go off in about 5 minutes?
It's a 2-horse race, yep. I've got $10 doubles going with the 3 and the 4, and they're both paying $22, and they're 8-5 and 9-5 horses. So if you got that last race and got your double going, I would just sit on that double right here and just cash in because it's a 2-horse race. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 scratches in this race. So if you're going to play a try, do a 3-4, 3-4 with a 7-9, and you can just do that as many times as you want. That's $1 bet would be $4. So you did a $5 ticket, it'd be $20, and you might get back about $50, $60 out of it. But 3 and 4 are going to be very tough here, especially number 3, Pajano Twist, but not any value in this race at all.
What race you like that's remaining best?
Let's go. We got 3 really good ones today. You got 1 where you can single something, and you got 2 that's going to have a price. We got race number 5. There's 1 horse in here that can win for Mark Cassidy. Christian Torres riding this one, number 9, Tis in Sight. Let me tell you about Mark Cassidy. He's had 15 starts and 8 wins. So he's just above 50% wins, and he's had 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the money out of 15. So only 3 horses off the board had 15 starts for Mark Cassidy. So a great, great meet, highest percentage trainer on the grounds. That's your single in race number 5. If you want to key something underneath it for a little exacta, put the 9 over the 11, 3, 8. Move on down to race number 8. Speaking of race 8, this is Tyler Bacon riding for Chris Hartman here. Number 5, Amorosa. Number 5, Amorosa. This is a good, strong play. Big win in place here. 5-4-2 exacta. That kicks off your late get-out pick 3, which is a $3 minimum wager now. It used to be 50 cents, and all the pick 3s went up to $1, but the last one of the day is $3. So basically you've got that 3 different times, and it's going to be a little more costly, so you can't spread out too much or you're going to get a big price on your ticket. But 5-4-2, good exacta box. That's in race number 8. If you haven't got my plays yet, you can get them all at markthemagician.com. I'm at the Crosswalk Bar and Grill every single day. Good Morning America was in town this morning. I went out there and saw a bunch of folks out there. They were out there at 4:35 setting up. They're here from 6 to 8, so a good exposure for Oaklawn Park across the nation. I think they're doing 50 states in 50 weeks or something like that, and they started off with Arkansas. So I thought that was pretty cool, guys.
In that 8th race, there are 3 horses with less than 3-1 odds. And one of them you mentioned, that number 2, Zero Sugar. What do you think of this horse?
I like that. That's State and Flurry's horse that just ran second in the Zia Park Derby, and he was very disappointed that horse didn't win the Zia Park Derby. And didn't it come back? And we move down to race 8. Didn't it come back and run here once already? That's race 8, number 2.
No.
Yeah, it came back here. It ran on December 21st and ran 3rd at 11-1. So I just don't see that horse winning the race. It's a good exacta box there, but I just see that horse maybe running second or third. Amorosa, and Tap Into This is Steve Asmussen. Joe Rosario riding this one. This one ran third also at Churchill on November 30th as a beaten favorite. Just got beat by 3/4 of a length. So my top two, I'm really, really strong on the Amorosa and number 4, Tap Into This. And Chris Hartman is going to have a great meet, and he's got Tejano Twist coming up in this next one also. But 5-4-2, and I do like Zero Sugar. If you're playing a show bet, that's a good show bet in that race, and it'll be evenly wagered on. There won't be a standout favorite in that race at all unless it's number 4, maybe at 2-1 or 8-5.
What about the Smarty Jones tomorrow?
Smarty Jones tomorrow, there's a horse shipping in from the fairgrounds. Of course, it's Kenny McPeak, just like Mystic Dan won the Smarty Jones several years ago. He's shipping in a horse called Universe, and he's got 2 horses in that race. But I think Universe is pretty much a top 1 or 2 pick in that race. And outside of that, it's anybody's race because these are horses that just turned 3 years old yesterday. So they're on the road to the Kentucky Derby. Hopefully they'll get to the Southwest or maybe the Arkansas Derby. Maybe one of these will get to the Kentucky Derby. I don't know. These isn't the best of the bunch, but I do like Universe and a lot in that one. Zippy Mark's also running tomorrow, I believe, in race number 7, the 12 horse. That's a horse that won for us twice, also with Kenny McPeak in that race. And interesting on that Smarty Jones, though, that's race number 10 tomorrow, I believe. And flip over to that. That's Joel Rosario riding for Kenny McPeak in that race. So that's kind of interesting. Brian Hernandez is coming in to ride his other horse in that race. Kenny's also got the number, I think it's number 8? I can't remember. No, number 9, Sleeping on Freedom at 5-1 with Brian Hernandez coming in to ride. He's the one that rode Mystic Dan, so that's his go-to rider. So that could be a real interesting race with those 2 horses, Universe and Sleeping on Freedom, and the Smarty Jones tomorrow, guys.
Mark, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Hour number 2's next.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Do New Year's resolutions always have to involve grit and determination? Yourself something luxurious, like a visit to Genesis of Conway. Wait, more than just a visit. How about the style and engineering you'll find in a brand new 2026 GV80? The dealership will bend over backwards to make it happen. You deserve a 2026 that involves Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
10 Fitness brings you Top 10 Tuesdays with The Zone each week. Justin and DJ will dive into a different top 10 list and take your calls. Brought to you by 10 Fitness. Turn back the clock on gym prices.
ESPN and The Buzz gives you the complete sports and entertainment package.
I love that game.
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office is encouraging people to donate blood this new year. The Sheriff's Office is hosting its Bleed Blue Blood Drive next Wednesday. It's part of the Our Blood Institute's campaign to give blood, and their bloodmobile will be at the Sheriff's Office on January 7th from 1 to 6 p.m. Those who donate through January 12th will be entered to win $5,000 as part of OBI's campaign. You can schedule your appointment on the Polk County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. And calling all Central Arkansas artists, Birdie's Cabaret Theater and Lounge is seeking original work for its Hunted Argenta mural contest. They are asking artists to incorporate the spooky history of the North Little Rock Argenta district. The community will then vote, and the winner will be announced on April 16th, and the winner will get a $2,000 prize. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center.
We've got a 50% chance of showers to start out this afternoon, with mostly cloudy conditions and highs into the mid-50s. We'll see showers taper off later this evening with temperatures in the lower 50s. Clouds stick with us overnight, but rain chances should diminish. Low temperatures in the lower 40s. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Christopher Pipkin.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Flyway Brewing, weekdays in the Zone, where we'll break down what you should be watching and listening for on the Buzz every day during the work week. Flyway Brewing, fresh beer starts here. Follow the migration, and the Little Rock location is now open in Breckenridge Village. Find out more about all they have to offer at flywaybrewing.com.
What drives you? Family moments, new adventures, or just the love of the open road? Whatever it is, Gwatney Chevrolet is here to help you get there. For generations, we've been more than a dealership. We've been part of life's milestones, big and small. With a team that puts you first and a car buying experience that's easy and stress-free, we're here to find the perfect vehicle for what drives you. Visit us in Jacksonville or online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
In today's digital world, compliance isn't just a box to check, it's a necessity. Network Services Group will help you navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity regulations, making sure your business stays compliant and secure. Stay ahead of the curve. Focus on what really matters, growing your business. Network Services Group, your partner in compliance for banks and medical organizations.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Aaron Goldhammer.
Julian Sayen's a young player who's going to grow, I bet, next year and be a better quarterback than he was this year. He put up a bunch of gaudy statistics against a bunch of terrible teams. And when they played Texas, he couldn't move the ball. When they played Indiana, they couldn't move the ball. And when they played, finally, Miami, he couldn't move the ball. In the second half, things improved because they made some smart adjustments. But he gets to play with stud 6'4", fast wide receivers all over the place. And as much as you might want to blame Ryan Day for this, I think the Ohio State quarterback had a really bad night. Yeah, they didn't block. Some of that's on the offensive line. Some of those sacks are on Julian Sayen, inability to get the ball out.
Absolutely.
And I thought, looking a little bit intimidated. Understandably so. He's young. He's never played in a game like that.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
right, it's time for your Razor Hog update. Arkansas women started SEC play with a loss. Turned it over way too many times. Arkansas men start SEC play tomorrow. Arkansas, Tennessee, 2 o'clock. Got the Bet Saracen Razorback postgame show tomorrow at roughly 4:30, 4:45. We'll be at Walk-Ons for that. Big, important game to start SEC play with Arkansas hosting Tennessee. Would love to get off to a good start. We can talk a little Razorback basketball.
You know, they're always important to start conference play.
After starting 0-5 last year, you'd really like to get off to a good start, especially with this team. Man, there's some hype, some excitement around this team. The way they're playing, got 2 really good wins in the non-conference, played 5 tough games in the non-conference. Really showed well in all of them except for even the Houston game. It got out of hand, but, you know, it was really like a 5-6 minute stretch where they blew things. Besides that stretch, they played Houston, actually outplayed Houston, but that little stretch where Houston outscored them, I think went on a 14-0 run, just was too much for Arkansas to come back. But, you know, they have the pieces to make a run in the NCAA tournament, and so you get greedy. You start thinking about seeding, even though we're a long way from March. We got a lot of 18 games to be played and the SEC tournament to be played before the NCAA selection committee makes their bracket. But you're thinking ahead, and you're like, this is a good enough team that could be a Sweet 16 team, that can be an Elite 8 team. If they keep getting better, who knows? Maybe this could be a team that gets to the Final Four. But you would like to have an easier path, you know, a 1, 2, 3, 4 seed. And so to get one of those top 16 seeds, you need to do well in the SEC. You need to be vying for an SEC title. You need to be one of the upper echelon teams of the SEC. And when you play one of those other upper echelon teams in the SEC in game 1, it kind of puts the focus on you. And it even puts a little bit more focus on this game and hypes up this game a little bit against Tennessee. So, yes, I think it would be, and especially a home game. You need to win your home games. You got to go out and find a way to win about half your road games. Go 5-4, 4-5 on the road. And you win all your home games, all of a sudden you're looking at 14, 13 wins in the SEC. That's your recipe. So you want to, when you're playing one of those upper echelon teams at home, take care of that home court advantage and get off to a good start in the SEC. It's going to be a battle. I mean, that's Tennessee. You know, we all know Tennessee. They haven't the players change, but the style doesn't. Coach Barnes is going to have them playing physical defense. They're going to get after Arkansas. They're going to be flying around, similar to Houston, but a little different. But you know what to expect. It's going to be a battle. And Arkansas has got to hopefully learn from what they learned against Houston, learned from their mistakes against Houston, and value the basketball, take care of the basketball. You can't have a stretch where you turn it over 9 times. If you do that against Tennessee, chances, even though you're at home, you're going to be in for a tough uphill battle. Take care of the basketball against Tennessee, you got a good shot to win, especially at home. At Bud Walton Arena, even with it being Christmas break, I think enough students, enough Arkansas local kids have had enough. You know, they've been around the house long enough, and they're ready to get out of the house, ready to go up to Fayetteville, and ready to try to have a little fun. Maybe they can have a little fun. Create a great environment against Tennessee. I think we got Sully here. Nope. Not sure what Joe's talking about. So anyway, with SEC play beginning tomorrow, I wanted us to talk about the SEC record. Your prediction for what you think Arkansas will do in the SEC. How many wins will they get in the SEC? I pulled up the schedule, I guess it was after the last game on Monday night. Yeah, it was earlier this week on Monday night. And just a quick kind of run through my initial thoughts on what Arkansas would do in the SEC. And I came out with 12-6. And I'll tell you this, there's a little caveat. I said 12-6 with a loss at LSU. Because it always seems to happen. I don't care how good, how bad LSU is, they always seem to split with LSU. And there have been times LSU was God. Remember the year LSU, I think they only won one SEC game. And it was right after the Liberty Bowl. And Arkansas played in the Liberty Bowl. We turned it on, watched Arkansas at LSU, and it was one of the worst basketball games I've ever watched. And Arkansas lost to a bad LSU team. And it's something about the PMAC, the lack of an environment in there. It doesn't matter how bad LSU is. They seem to have Arkansas's number down in Baton Rouge. So I picked that as a loss. This year, and look, LSU just lost one of their better players, season-ending injury. He went out and recruited a bunch of old dudes. He's got a team full of 21, 22, 23-year-old guys. Look, they're not as talented as Arkansas, but they are older, mature, supposed to be wiser. But I've got Arkansas losing that game. Steve Sullivan joins us. Hey, Happy New Year.
Hey, same to you, buddy. How's everything going here?
It's been good. Got some time off and got to celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So
you like not being in the TV business now.
I do.
Feeling a day like this on Friday.
You always run Texas State Rice highlights.
Oh, my God. That would be scraping the bottom of the barrel right there.
You got to do what you got to do.
I'm not going there.
Portal talk for 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, a little portal talk, but, no one really discusses their destinations yet. There's a couple of guys, that have narrowed it down, and I wish one guy would just say, I'm coming to Arkansas.
Yes. Just go ahead and give us that first commit, right?
Yeah, I don't want a bidding war with people,
I think that cornerback out of, was it Stony Brook or somewhere up north, runs the 10-1, 100. I think he's coming.
Yeah.
I think that'll be their first commit this weekend.
Why the heck is that kid playing at Stony Brook if he ran a 10-100?
Maybe he developed. Maybe he was just some fast dude in high school and nobody thought he could play. And only chance he has is playing Division II. And so he gets that opportunity and played well. And now it's a developmental player. That's what we're seeing in college football these days.
Even if you look at Texas Tech guys, they found some guys from like North Dakota State. It's all about evaluation. It's not necessarily the school, but it's evaluating the players. Hey, and Ole Miss is the luckiest team in the country. If their quarterback doesn't get injured, I mean, they didn't identify Chambliss as their number one quarterback in preseason. And if that guy hadn't got injured, who knows what happens to Ole Miss? You got to get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, is he as good or is he better? Or we'll never know, honestly.
Yeah,
how it would have changed. Maybe Chambliss would have. Who knows what would have happened?
Yeah, I mean, if that kid performed and quit level, he probably would have kept starting. And but it wasn't like they identified him in the preseason as the X factor guy and the guy that's going to take over the program and lead them, to the Final Four.
That's the problem when you have a quarterback that can run around and make plays.
Yeah,
during spring, fall camp, quarterback's off limits.
That's right.
You get anywhere close, they blow the play dead. Well, you're not giving that athlete a chance to run around and make plays.
Yeah, that's
and
exactly
show
right.
the coaches what he can do. I remember the story about Johnny Manziel.
Yeah,
they went through all of fall camp, didn't know who was going to start, named him the starter kind of the last second. They didn't know what they had.
Yeah,
and the dude then gets in a game where he's able to run around and make plays with his feet, and they're like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah.
We almost didn't even start this guy.
What's going to be interesting with Chambliss, does he decide to stay in college? Not where he goes to college, but does he decide to stay? Because his NFL draft stock is going up right now.
Yeah, I think he should stay in college, get paid $3 or $4 million. Now his stock has just gone through the roof now. I mean, if you think the common thread between all four teams now, they all got great quarterbacks, difference makers. And if you look at Arkansas, they invested in a kind of a mirage in Taylon Green, and he looked good. He put up the yards, but when it came to winning games, he didn't have a signature win in his 2 years at Arkansas.
With all these quarterbacks that have returned, though, it looks a lot different for draft prospects.
It does. It does. It waters down the NFL draft. I mean, because, you're going to get paid. Probably now the price has gone up for the elite quarterbacks to probably, $4 or $5 million if you want Chambliss. Which is insane.
And unless he's taken in the top half of the first round or top 5, he's not going to make that in the NFL in year one.
No.
Plus, but with so many returners, like what choices do you have as far as draftable quarterbacks? He would go towards the top.
You think he would be a first-round pick?
I'm not saying teams get desperate.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But he would be one of the top quarterbacks in this draft for sure.
I thought he played well against Arkansas. He was even better last night. Wow. Did he make some incredible throws.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's showing that he's more than just a guy that runs around and makes some plays.
And that was what they said about him. He's a runner. No, the guy, he's really good throwing the ball also.
He is. It was the warning Paul Simmons, I guess, called that week and said, don't label him as just a runner. He's a winner. The kid's going to do whatever it takes to win. And then he chucked it all over the field against us.
Yeah, but right before the Arkansas game when he had to come in relief,
Yeah.
they were ahead, and so all they asked him to do was run.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And so he got the label as just the running quarterback.
Yeah, wow, what a misnomer that was. We saw up firsthand. He started chucking the ball around.
And then did it all year round.
Yeah.
No. Who do you like in the Final Four?
I like the chalk. I like Indiana, and I like Miami. You know, I'd kind of like to see Ole Miss make this run without Lane Kiffin. You're missing memories that last a lifetime right here. You can't put a price on those. And I think Pete Golden's actually a good calming source on the sidelines. He stays very calm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's in charge of the defense. He had a guy back-to-back interference calls. He kept him in the game. It was interference and holding at the most crucial part of the game. And he kept that cat in the game. You know, that's the best he's got, I guess, you know. But that face mask call, oh, my God.
It wasn't Braxton, was it?
I don't know who it was, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't see that.
Yeah, how someone on that field, one of those officials didn't see that.
It was right
and
there
they
in
had
front
two of them
Yeah,
right there looking at
and that could have cost Ole Miss the game. You know, it's hey, it's just a wild Final Four when you look at none of the real just the Alabama,
Right, powerhouses,
Clemson, Ohio
Georgia.
State, Georgia, all out.
No,
and we know there's parity
Ohio
at the
State's
top
out.
of the top of the food chain now.
Yeah,
like how it's shaking out.
Yeah, and Indiana just thoroughly thrashing Alabama. Alabama can't run the ball.
No.
I mean, that looked like Indiana looked like Alabama. They didn't make any mistakes. Quarterback would just run for a first down when he wanted to.
And that's why we said Cignetti sounded like Saban after the game in his press conference and the things that he was saying about building a program. I'm like, that's Saban all over.
That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he is. Google me. I win.
He can be a bit arrogant at times, like when the woman was interviewing him on the sideline last night after the game, and she said, "Are you surprised, that you were able to, off that layoff, come out and play like this?" And he said, "Why? Because we're Indiana." he couldn't resist taking that shot.
Some of the faces that he makes too.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He is a character. But Fernando Mendoza, he also said he wanted to change the narrative about people thinking they're just Indiana. He's like, well, we need to change some things there.
Yeah, they are so diametrically opposite, the two of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Mendoza is the happiest cat I've ever seen.
Oh,
I mean,
is.
and he just says all the right things, and you just wonder if the dude is for real. And then on the other side, you got that guy.
I love when they showed his brother in the game.
Yes.
And mom in the stands, and then
Yeah.
they cut away to him on the sideline, and they both had this big smile on their face, how happy they were.
How he targeted Fernando Mendoza to run that program. That kind of seals your deal whether you're going to make it or not. You got to get the right quarterback.
Yeah.
If you don't get the right guy, I still think Ohio State is the right guy. I thought he played well. That one pick six with that Miami guy just read the play.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was an awesome play.
I heard the guy after the game, he said, Coach encourages us to take the shot. It's something like that. Because I left my man to do that, he said.
Yeah.
He said, you just better hit that shot.
Yeah. Because if that's the fake bubble screen
Yes,
and he leaves his guy's running down the field wide open for a touchdown.
And he said he decided to sprint to that spot when he saw the tight end in motion. Because he said that guy, I think, is set up as a blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, I just said, here's my chance. And said, I went full bore. He said,
You think Ole Miss runs that same play, but they fake the
yeah.
throw? And
I just don't know if Trinidad could be that good again in another week. And so was Lacey. Lacey ran so strong.
Yeah.
Wow, at the end of the game. He was so powerful.
And to be, limited with the injury, and there was talk that he might not be able to play, and to play as well as he did, run as hard as he did. That was impressive.
It was such a fun game, but that's not vintage Georgia when you could hit a long pass like that at the end of the game. I mean, that's not the Georgia like we're used to seeing.
And I think that's Ole Miss too. That offense spreads you out.
Yes.
And makes the safety make a decision who are you going with.
Yeah, and I did not know that Ole Miss kicker was that good. Oh my God!
I was telling Joe that ball hit halfway up the net from 47
with the pressure on, the biggest
right down
kick
the middle
of your life.
That was impressive.
Yeah, a kicker. His first two kicks are 54 and like 56. I mean, he kept him in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He made a lot of money last night for sure.
Wow, having a kicker like that.
That's nice.
That 47-yard, he split the upright and it just nailed it.
How you feel about Arkansas basketball tomorrow against Tennessee?
Yeah, I think they got a little payback. You know, they got embarrassed. Cal did last year. I mean, we were never in that game. I think it was an 11 o'clock game too. It was just ugly, and we never got into that game. I love their what do they call him now? SEC Nick. They're trying to get Pringle going. So all week he's been SEC Nick because he plays better in SEC play. So they're trying to pump his ego up because they know they need a physical guy under the goal because Tennessee rebounds. And I think they'll win the game. I think you got to get to the point where they even talked about it today about being undefeated at Bud Walton in conference play.
That's what I was just telling Joe. You go 9-0,
Yeah,
and then try to get a split on the road, 5-4, 4-5.
Yeah,
that's 13, 14 wins right there in the SEC. That's going to put you right at the top.
Yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't be. The style of play we play, just incredible at Bud Walton Arena.
I was going to go through the schedule with you guys. Give me your just top of your head win or loss, and let's add up how many SEC wins we get from Arkansas. Tennessee,
I got to win there.
Loss.
Come on, Joe. At home opener.
At Ole Miss.
Oh, hey, I'm going off what Joe Klein and how tough he thinks Tennessee is.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe did tell us that months ago.
We win at Ole Miss. They're in trouble there.
At Auburn.
Win.
Yeah, I'll take a win.
Woo! At Auburn?
Yeah.
At the Jungle on a Saturday?
Yeah, but it's not Bruce Pearl. It's Stephen Pearl.
Yes, that's right.
All right. South Carolina at home.
Oh, winning that game.
Win.
Okay. At Georgia.
At Georgia.
Ooh, that one. I think that'll be tougher than Auburn.
Yeah, I'll say that'll be a loss.
Loss.
Okay. Georgia is playing well right now.
Yeah.
And the biggest surprise outside of Georgia is Vandy, and Vandy comes to Bud Walton Arena on Tuesday, January 20th.
Yeah, we're going
better get a win.
at Bud Walton.
You going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yes.
Okay. LSU at home.
Oh,
win.
We'll win. Yeah, it won't be close.
At Oklahoma.
We'll win there.
Oh, that one could be tough too. I'll go win though.
Okay. Steve, you got them 7-1 right now, by the way.
Yeah, we're going to lead the SEC.
Kentucky at home.
Oh, we got to win that game. My God. Can't lose that Kentucky team.
Yeah, I'll go
After
win.
you dusted them down there last year.
At Mississippi State.
Loss.
I got to give them a loss somewhere.
Follow that up at LSU. Back-to-back road games.
Well, I think we beat LSU. We sweep LSU this year.
Okay.
That'd be a first in a while.
Yeah. Auburn at home.
I will beat
Win.
Auburn at home.
That's on Valentine's Day. Then they go to Alabama.
I say they lose at Alabama.
Missouri at home.
Beat Missouri.
Okay. Got a couple more wins. Then you have Texas A&M at home.
Win.
At Florida.
Loss.
I'll go loss.
Texas at home.
Win.
Okay. And then you finish with Missouri on the road in Columbia.
We always struggle with Missouri.
Loss.
I'll say a loss.
Okay. Joe, that's 12 wins for you. Steve, that's 13 wins
Yeah.
for you.
Okay, I take 13.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
13-5?
Yeah, and it's this conference, I don't think it's as good as last year.
No.
You know, and it's maybe as competitive, but I don't know if it's going to be as good. I mean, there's going to be some games that will LSU's of the world, and I don't know how good Missouri's going to be.
That's a good question too.
You know,
can you that if you could get the not split with Missouri but beat them both times, that would be key. You're lucky with Missouri, LSU as two of the
permanent opponents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to take advantage of that.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess the other is what? Auburn. You play Auburn home and away. Yes.
Well, they got a good draw as far as basketball is concerned.
Well, that's what Coach Z said. You know, we're used to as Arkansas fans complaining about the schedule that we get in football.
Rightfully complaining.
He said this year you can't complain in basketball because you look at some of the other schedules out there and some of the teams that are having played home and away against top teams, and Arkansas is playing LSU, Missouri, and Auburn.
The way they finished last year just kind of wipes out in my mind how bad they started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just getting killed by Tennessee, going 0-5, just really struggling.
It's still crazy to think that team that we were watching in the NCAA tournament started 0-5 in SEC play.
Yeah, and they were as good as anybody in the country at the end of the year. It's just a strange game. You know one thing with Cal, you're going to have the horses. It's just a matter of when they get it together.
We start clicking.
Yeah, we've got the potential every year. We're going to have it every year with the players he recruits.
What NFL games you got on your docket for tomorrow or Sunday?
See, I'm hopeful. I'm not even hopeful anymore. The Patriots are going to get just outside of the arrests are going to have issues with, I think they could draw the Bills, I think, right now.
In the first round?
They're going to be 2, and probably Buffalo's going to be 7 or whatever.
That would be a tough first-round matchup.
Yeah.
Division rivals, they know each other well.
Yeah. The only hope they have is if the Chargers win at Buffalo,
Denver.
At Denver.
And they're not starting Justin Herbert.
Yeah, and probably a few others.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the hey, New England really screwed up its season week 1 when they lost to the Raiders.
So wait, will the Chargers be the 8? Or the 7?
I think the Chargers would be the 7. They'd be over.
So then New England would get them, right?
Yeah, I thought New England's getting the Bills the way they had it set up right now. I don't know. Either
It would be
Chargers
2-7, right?
Yeah, 2-7.
And if the Chargers lost, I thought they would be the 7. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's
I would much rather play the Chargers in New England.
Yes.
Make them fly across the country.
Yeah.
Cold weather, most likely.
And you split with the Bills. You had them down 21-0 at New England in the second game and lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think the Bills are dangerous in the playoffs.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Their defense is not as good this year, though. That's where you can attack them. And then the weapons on offense aren't as good, but you have to worry about Josh Allen.
But the Bills' defense against the Eagles last week looked so much better. I
But
thought the Eagles would just run it all day long.
Yeah, the AFC is like college football here. You got Kansas City out.
NFC is too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is wide open. We counted last week 10 teams that we feel like could legitimately win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5 on each side.
Yeah. When you don't have Kansas City in there, it really kind of narrows the field down. I mean, you just assumed at the beginning of the season they were going to be there.
Yeah, you may not have Mahomes, or you won't have Mahomes, but you may not have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, not even having Mahomes in the playoffs is just hard to believe.
So Josh Allen's Buffalo's thinking this is our chance.
But they've struggled offensively. I mean, they had problems when they lost to New England at home because they don't lose at home.
Mm-mm. Well, enjoy the games.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Saturday, 2:00. And
Carolina, Tampa Bay.
I don't know. I think this is a must-win game.
You're talking about Tennessee, Arkansas.
I think it's a must-win game for the Hogs.
Yeah.
I really think I'd really be
very important.
Be disappointed last year.
Well, I go back when Cal was at Kentucky. In the beginning, he valued winning the SEC.
Yes, he did.
And
He wants
the SEC
to win.
tournament. And I think that's what he has this year. I think he wants to win the SEC.
Yeah, this is a year it's wide open. And I'd love to see him win a conference title. We've won so few conference titles in basketball and football that it's since joining the SEC.
Well, I think that will help you come selection time. If you win the SEC, that's going to almost pull you up a notch.
Yeah.
No matter what, and I know their net rank. I'm not worried about the net ranking
Last
yet.
season was fun, but it'd be more fun if we were competitive during the year. No, we were competitive last year, but if we were competing for a conference championship.
And getting 12, 13 SEC wins.
We were competing to get in the NCAA tournament last year.
Yes. No, I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
This is not get in, but see what the best seed, can you get a 2 seed?
Yeah, this is a high
Or
seed.
1.
This is anything out of a top 4 would be really disappointing for this team.
Yep, I
and
agree.
Calipari. All right.
Sully,
You
thanks.
guys have a good weekend.
Yeah.
You too.
We'll let you get out of here and get to work. Steve Sullivan with us on Fridays on Out of Bounds. We'll take a break. When we come back, Neil Atkinson will join us. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
This is Sports Center.
In college basketball, the Little Rock Trojan men beat Tennessee Tech 77-58, while the women beat them 51-48. They'll both play in a doubleheader against Tennessee State at the Jack Stevens Center tomorrow. The women play at 1. The men play at 3. Both games will be on ESPN+. They can also be heard on 106.7 Buzz, too. The Central Arkansas men beat Florida Gulf Coast 85-83 to open up ASUN play 1-0. Arkansas native Ty Robinson had 27 points on 7 of 10 from 3. UCA will host Stetson tomorrow at 1 o'clock on ESPN+. The Arkansas women opened up conference play, losing to 12th-ranked Vanderbilt 88-71. Turnover issues continued from their matchup against Arkansas State as they had 22 against the Commodores. They'll face Alabama on Sunday. And the Arkansas men will open up conference play by hosting 19th-ranked Tennessee at 2 on ESPN2 tomorrow. Radio coverage can be heard on The Buzz. Stay tuned afterwards for the Bet Saracen Razorback basketball postgame show. I'm Christian Weaver with The Buzz Radio Network.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text FAST to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text FAST to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text FAST to 797979. That's FAST to 797979.
These statements and products have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for weight loss.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Every winter, the football world pauses and turns its attention to Arkansas, as the Broyles Award is given to the nation's outstanding college football assistant coach. David Basil created this prize to honor the legacy of the Frank Broyles coaching tree, and at the same time to give honor to these hardworking and often overlooked assistants. Double B's is a proud sponsor of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and those who do so much to support our nation's favorite pastime of laying the wood to those gridiron warriors from LSU. Double B's locations have ATMs for your convenience, as well as clean restrooms, and we all know how important that is. Everything we do it for you. Stop by and take advantage of our weekly specials. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Richard Yeager, Steve Ferguson, or Jason Daly in Little Rock today.
Sun is hot and that old clock is moving slow, and so am I. Workday passes like molasses in wintertime, but it's July. I'm getting paid by the hour and older by the minute. My boss.
Back at it is Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. He's Joe Franklin. Let's bring in Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. What's up, Neil? How are you?
And I'm doing pretty good. What a wild couple of days, and
college football, a little bit of basketball, and getting ready for this final weekend and the important games this weekend in the NFL.
You got also SEC basketball opening up Saturday. I know you're excited about Arkansas, Tennessee. I was hoping to see you in the studio today on your way up to Fayetteville, but with the start of SEC, go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to get there, but I couldn't make it in time, so I said, well, I'm going to stay at the house and do the show, and then I'm going to head out as soon as I get done because I was just cutting the needle a little bit too close on getting there in time before 2:30. But like I said, when I'm off with you, I'm hopping in the car and I'm heading to West Arkansas. Yeah, so just had to take the cat to the vet. You know how you got to do every now and then. But
well, tell everybody about
life still goes on.
SEC Survivor Pool that's now open.
Yep, and we have one little glitch in it. If you're in the dollar contest, we intended to open up the picks today at noon. Somebody got AM and PM mixed, so and I can't go and change it once people started registering. So tonight at midnight, if you're in the dollar pool, you can make the picks starting tomorrow. I think the $20 pool and the $100 pool, those picks are already open, but you'll be able to make them midnight. We sent out a push notification, and it works just like the NFL Survivor Series, where once you register, you just pick a winner of a game. The spread, it does not matter, but the caveat is that once you pick a team to win, you cannot use that team again. You can only use each team to win once during the contest. So you probably want to get the schedule out, look ahead, and use a little as a Bushism, a little strategery. I almost said it without saying the Bushism. A little strategy there, and decide when you want to play your teams that are not as good in the SEC. And with only 16 teams, we're gonna have this thing probably sorted out in probably 12 to 14 weeks. We'll probably have a winner in these different pools. But this is a winner-take-all or a split if we have a tie. And we had 7 ties in the NFL contest because everybody that was left in it, I think we had 7 winners. They had already used some of the teams or something like that. So that one's already been settled. But that one was a lot of fun, and we're just getting ready for football next year with the Survivor Series. And we may even do one with the World Cup coming up also.
Speaking of NFL, some of these games coming up this week, Neil, there are some big lines based on how the teams are matched up.
Oh, I know, and who's sitting and who's playing and who's not already in the playoffs. And, that's kind of the reason why I kind of like we did a 75% no-sweat bet this weekend, because there's a lot of interesting games out there that may mean nothing, but and then there's some games that are for all the marbles. I think winner of the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, the loser of that's out of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. But I think y'all have covered the playoff scenarios really, really good over the last couple of days for the NFL. But that's 75% no sweat bet, and in the NFL may come in handy. Because there's some interesting things that happen in Week 18 of the NFL.
You also were really quick on getting the lines out for that college football playoff semifinal games. I love to be able to look at those already. It looks like we got 2 pretty close matchups.
Yeah, you got Indiana favored by 4 and Ole Miss favored. Miami favored against Ole Miss by 3, and. What a weekend. And I tell you what, I guess the first-round bye is not necessarily a good thing so far. I think isn't Indiana the first-round bye team to win since they expanded the playoffs to 12?
First and only.
So, first and only. And the other statistic that I heard thrown around is I think Indiana in their entire program history has only won 3 bowl games, and if they win out to win the national championship, they'll win basically 3 bowl games in a row, and they haven't even won 3 their entire history. What a story! And if you saw that, if you had that on your bingo card about 3 or 4 years ago, I need you to give me what the Powerball numbers are going to be. Maybe if whoever did, maybe they lived in Conway last week. Who you picked that one? So.
You got a lot of props and a lot of different bets for Arkansas, Tennessee on Saturday, too.
Yep, and have the double R's got up? Yeah, the double R's, we've gotten those up. Mm-hmm. Randy sent those up early this morning, and the team's got those all priced up. And look at those scoring ones. You got a number of SEC conference wins that you can still pick if you want to use for tomorrow. And we've got some regular season specials, on the 18 SEC games, like to record a win by 20 or more points. Arkansas to record 2+ overtime wins, plus 350. And one I would like to see, and when I heard y'all pick it with Sully a little bit earlier, Arkansas to record exactly one loss in SEC play is plus 7,500. So that one is a pretty good payout and a fun one that you can do. Don't bet the farm on that one, but if they pull that one off, getting 75 to 1 on your money, you deserve every bit of that one.
What kind of specials are we looking at Bet Saracen this weekend?
Well, we got a 50% NCAA basketball no sweat bet, a 50% no sweat bet, but also, not that anybody's going to bet it on Bet Saracen, we've got a 75% profit boost for Arkansas tomorrow. Also, $25 match wager. And, of course, the line is already out. Arkansas is favored by 1.5 against Tennessee, and the over and under is 153. And if you are a trend better and if you're a statistic better, you want to listen to this. I am going to the game tomorrow, and if people know I'm from Tennessee, I went to Tennessee, and I'm a Tennessee fan. The only time I do not root for Arkansas was when they are playing Tennessee. I moved to Arkansas 5 years ago. I have been to a Tennessee football game in Fayetteville. I've been to a basketball game and 2 baseball games when they play Tennessee. I have never seen Tennessee win in Fayetteville, and I'm going to the game tomorrow. So if you are a trend better, that may be the trend that you want to get onto, but I'll be the fat guy wearing orange up there in the stands tomorrow. So, I've always been treated well, even when I've had to wear my Tennessee regalia up there, and Arkansas fans are the best.
Arkansas wins tomorrow because Neil Atkinson is there. Book it right now. I also like you. Hey, you got a NFL. Is there an NFL promo for this weekend?
We got a 75%.
Yeah, there it is. 75%.
No sweat. Yeah.
I love those.
75% no sweat bet. Yeah, because you get your money back and you can have a shot at it. You don't get all your money back, but 75% on a week 18. That's pretty nice. And look, I got to show my love for my NBA players there too. They've got a 50% profit boost that they could use, and so you've got that also.
What is 75% off to get the $25 max return? How much can you bet? What's the math?
Yeah. Don't ask me to do math right now. I'm trying to get on the road and go somewhere. Lord have mercy. But hey, here's one thing also, and one thing also you want to also remember too. We kind of upped our game on our welcome offer. So if you've never signed up for Bet Saracen before, it used to be bet 25, get 125 in free bets. Heck, I decided to double that going on into the new year. Now it's bet 25 and get 250 in free bets after you place and settle your 25 wagers. So we kind of upped the game there, and we wanted a promo where you do something, you get something. I don't like promos where you got to lose 10 bets in a row to get the full value of it. So that's kind of the reason why we did that. It's not as a big a number as you may see with some welcome offers, but it's a more attainable and more usable bet offer and first-time player offer. And that's why we kind of revamped it to do that and made it a little bit juicier for all the new players that have never signed up for Bet Saracen before.
Well, that's a heck of an offer right there. Neil, be safe on your trip to Fayetteville. I hope you have a great trip, except for while you're at the game, but I hope the rest of your time in Fayetteville is outstanding.
Oh, I will, and I'm taking one of my friends up there, and they've never been to a SEC basketball game, and I have told them, and I'm a Tennessee fan, I've been to Thompson-Boling Arena, I says, you cannot beat the atmosphere in Arkansas, and I'm sure I usually enjoy it when a little bit more when they're not playing Tennessee up there, but you know, hey, when you're born and raised and that's the school that you went to, you have to root for your alma mater, so, and I think people understand that, but any other time you see me up there, I'm going to have my Razorback gear on, and you can root for two teams, and especially nowadays with NIL and all that other stuff, you almost have to root for two teams now if you got them. And I'm glad Arkansas is mine because their fan base is actually incredible, and I'm glad I get to cover them over here. They're more interesting to cover than Tennessee is, I'll tell you that.
Neil, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Good luck, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.
Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Joe, I was just looking, 12 or more SEC wins on Bet Saracen. That's what you picked, plus 135.
Okay.
Steve said 13 wins. That's plus 210.
Nice.
I was with you at 12, but also, like I said, I picked them to lose at LSU, which they shouldn't lose that game. But history has shown they, for some reason, have problems down there. If they get that 13th win, that's plus 210. That's nice value right there for what we think they're going to do.
So do they have it for each number all the way through? So 10
it goes 10 to 18.
Okay. Where's 10?
10 or more wins, minus 250.
Minus.
So they're feeling like that's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
11 is right, kind of, if they were going to do an over-under, it'd probably be around 11.5, 10.5, somewhere in there. 11 wins or more is minus 115. 12 wins is when you get into plus money, plus 135. So probably 11.5.
14, 15.
14 wins, plus 450.
Oh, that's where, that's
your
where the money
value's
is
kicking in. 15 wins, they go 15-3 or better, plus 750.
Ooh. Okay, if you believe.
And that's like he said, 17-1 or more, plus 7,500. To make the run and go 18-0 is plus 25,000. Been a while. Who was that did it not too long ago? Alabama? Didn't they go 18-0? All right. Oh, let's take Jason real quick before we hit the break. What's up, Jason?
Hey, guys. I just want to say Happy New Year to you. And have something I don't know if y'all talked about or if you know, but I know everybody knows about how bad Alabama lost last night. Do y'all know what the last time Alabama had that big of a loss?
Well, I heard them during the game. Said the last time they trailed by that many points was against Arkansas in 1998.
Yes, that's the first year Houston Nutt was there.
They got beat pretty bad in a bowl game against Utah. I thought it was.
Right. But they said that was the biggest loss in the biggest 35-point loss since 1998, and we beat them something like 42-6.
Yeah, I heard.
I didn't know if y'all heard.
Arkansas got a little love on the telecast last night. Now, you had to go back to 1998, but it was nice to know that the Razorbacks at some point was able to beat Alabama like that.
Yeah. That I didn't know if y'all knew that, and my eyes kind of fell out of my head. Like, not us, really?
Yeah.
Back in the days when it was nothing but fun.
Jason, thank you for the call, and Happy New Year to you. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our second hour. We can take some more phone calls at 661-1037. I'll take a look at the D3 Auto Sales text line. Yep, I got to get over there. Gotcha. Coming up in the third hour, we'll do What's Trending. Joe and I will make some picks, and we'll get out of here. Get ready for Drive Time Sports. Stick around.
Say yes to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette Wedding Show, Sunday, January 18th at the State House Convention Center in Little Rock. VIP tickets are available and get you and a guest entry to our exclusive stage social event held just before the wedding show. VIP perks include t-shirt, tote, new swag, custom labels, prizes, reserved seating at the stage, and early entrance to the event. A limited amount of these tickets are available on sale now at arkansasbridalcommunity.com or find us on Facebook at ADG Wedding Show.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Stop and shop at our Conway and Little Rock showrooms. That's Hawks Homes, has been serving Central Arkansas since 1986. Is Arkansas's #1 sales dealer. Volume purchasing power enables us to offer our customers the best prices on the highest quality homes. See the world's largest double-wide and single-wide homes, triple-wide homes, and even a quad. You dream it, and we'll build it for you. We're the only manufacturer and modular dealer that can build your custom home from your plans. Check them out online at hawkshomes.net.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fun Friday edition of Morning Mayhem is in the books, the first one of 2026. We're off to a great start. I want to thank everybody who joined the show today. Joe Klein, Dan Hampton, Melinda Mayo, Danny West, and Heather Baker. The boys are back on Monday to break down the weekend in sports, including Arkansas and Tennessee in a big clash. SEC opener and hoops. Boys will have a breakdown on Monday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz. It's Morning Mayhem.
Wrapping up our second hour. It's Out of Bounds. Got Joe Franklin back with us. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. 501 says there was a ton of money given back to the books with Tech and Georgia losing. Haven't seen line movement in under an hour like the Texas Tech line. A lot of ticked off guys at the sports books trying to make up for that loss with Bama, then Georgia. Bet smart, guys. You know, that's great advice no matter what. But it is funny to see these line movements sometimes. I forgot to ask Neil about the computer projection for Arkansas, Tennessee. The line for Arkansas, Tennessee is Arkansas's favored by 1.5. I honestly thought it would be a little bit more because of Bud Walton Arena. I think it's a very neutral site. I'd say 50-50 in my book. It's a pretty close game. But Bud Walton, to me, is 6-point swing. Maybe more.
Well, if that's the case.
Then I should jump on Arkansas tomorrow and that 75% profit boost.
Right.
Over, under 153.5. Tennessee defense could be tough. I can see this game being like a 75-70 game. That's only 145. Arkansas's been scoring a lot. Man, they've been shooting the ball so well. 3 out of the last 4 games, they've shot over 50% or better from the three-point line. It's been absolutely incredible, their three-point shooting the last 3 of the 4 games. You don't expect that, but when you get it, Arkansas is almost impossible to beat. If they're making their threes and playing defense like they play, getting steals, transition points, and hitting the three, look out. But, yeah, Arkansas money line, minus 125. I thought it was going to be a little higher, even though we know a lot about Tennessee. And Joe Klein's given us some good insight. Here we go. Earl West, Iowa over Vanderbilt. Lee Sterling was right. Yep, we had our two handicappers were split. Brian Edwards was all over Vanderbilt. I mean, he loved Vanderbilt first half, Vanderbilt for the game. He loved – now, I think he hit the Pavia yards passing, yards rushing, touchdown anytime. I think he hit some of his prop bets, but you're exactly right. Lee Sterling was on Iowa, and Brian was on Vanderbilt. 501 says Ohio State spent $20 million on their roster last season to win the college football playoff. That's right. They literally paid to win the college football playoff national championship. Good for them. $20 million well spent, I would say. I think it's worth every penny to win a national championship and what it brings along with it.
Oh, absolutely. You just want to get a chance, get in the playoff, and then you have a chance there.
501 says, all this Ole Miss talk with Sullivan, I'm not sure how I feel. I think I feel happy for them, even with seeing Kudus, Braxton, Haas contribute. Love the show. Happy New Year's. I tell you, when I saw the tight end jump up and make the catch, after making the catch, jumping up, and I was like, oh, that's Luke Haas. And then you see the first guy there to congratulate him is Kudus. And it was an empty feeling in my stomach. You know? I was like, yeah, good for them.
Yeah, how about them saying also that Luke has, I think it was only like his third catch of the season?
Right. Yeah. He dealt with injuries for much of the year and got healthy at the right time.
Yeah.
And he could be a big contributor for them in the semifinals, and who knows, maybe the finals. Yeah, no, it was Braxton. When did he make that interception? Was it in the game before? I saw Braxton make an interception. I was like, well, there's another former Razorback. More on the D3 Auto Sales text line a little later. Coming up, we'll do What's Trending, take a look at some of the NFL games. Very important weekend in the NFL, and it all starts tomorrow. Whether you think Tampa or Carolina can do much in the playoffs or not, they're playing for the South tomorrow.
And they'll get a home game.
Maybe they're playing for the South, maybe not. Depends on Atlanta, too. Stick around, it's Out of Bounds.
Southland Casino Hotel presents a Harlem Gatsby New Year's Eve. Velvet and Vice meets Flappers, Feathers, Fortune, and live entertainment all night long. Wednesday, December 31st from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. 25 winners will share $16,000 free play or cruise into 2026 in a BMW X3. Then, January 1st through 3rd, the $1 Million New Year Roar. 75 hourly winners share $75,000 free play. And at 10 p.m., 15 winners will be selected to receive free play for a year. Only at Southland. 21 plus play.
Dreaming about it? We're waiting for the perfect time. This is your moment. At HJ Trailer Sales, we pride ourselves on exceptional customer service and reliability. Kick off the year right, save big, and start fresh with up to $4,000 off 2025 inventory. Visit HJ Trailer Sales today off Albert Pike in Hot Springs or on hjtrailersales.com.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Lion Legal Services, Kaufman by Design West, Bell Chevrolet, Network Services Group, and Windrock Automotive. Razorback basketball on your home of the Hogs, 103.7 The Buzz.
Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A high school student from Northwest Arkansas represented the state while marching in the Rose Bowl parade. Owen Boyd is an 18-year-old student at Benville West High School. He's the only Arkansas student to march in the Tournament of Roses parade through Pasadena, California. Boyd says he's made lots of friends and memories since flying to California ahead of the college football playoffs. Congratulations. Just a heads up, multi-platinum country musician Clay Walker is set to perform at Magic Springs later this year. Clay Walker will be performing at the Timberwood Amphitheater on July July 18th. Now, this comes after a canceled show last year. Walker will join fellow country artist and Arkansan Justin Moore for the concert series. Tickets will go on sale in just a few weeks. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr. Have a fantastic Friday, everyone.
The Zone Hotline on 103.7 The Buzz is presented by Jim's Razorback Pizza with 2 locations, Highway 10 past Taylor Loop and just off the Morgan Maumelle exit.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center.
We've got a 50% chance of showers to start out this afternoon, with mostly cloudy conditions and highs into the mid-50s. We'll see showers taper off later this evening with temperatures in the lower 50s. Clouds stick with us overnight, but rain chances should diminish. Low temperatures in the lower 40s. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Christopher Pipkin.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
Tune in each week when Susan Irwin Prowse shares her Keys to the Weekend music events calendar with Justin and DJ. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
The time has come to address something that you may not be aware of that will change your life. Electronically controlled suspension and road preview. That's a standard feature on a 2026 GV80 from Genesis of Conway. What does it mean? No matter the pothole, your new Genesis can automatically stabilize the ride. The potholes are harmless, and you'll stay out of the hole with the deal you get from Genesis of Conway. The future of luxury today.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights, at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Nick Gennardi, Daniel Vickers, or Becky Bradley in Sherwood today.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Lost in the legal jungle? Relax. You have a lion on your side. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. For exceptional communication and exceptional results, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue. Lion Legal. We bite back.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Avatar Fire and Ash has arrived.
I am the fire!
Get your 3D tickets now for the greatest chapter of the biggest saga in history.
Whatever happens, protect his family.
Critics rave it's by far the best Avatar movie.
If your father and I do not return, you go as far and as fast as you can.
Movies don't get any bigger than this. Avatar Fire and Ash, rated PG-13, now playing.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Now we have to transition from college football, the playoffs, all the bowl games, tomorrow to the NFL. Big day in the NFL tomorrow and Sunday. I know we got some bowl games today and tonight. By the way, Texas State all over Rice, 34-7. Fourth quarter just underway. They had a long delay. Rice's safety was taken off on a stretcher. They had to strap his head down, and he was moving, which was good news while they were carting him off, but at a lengthy delay.
See, these bowl games, they're really important for the fan bases of these teams. So this is one I know you're definitely paying attention to.
Oh, I'm all over it, Joe. So you got Navy Cincinnati going to start here in about 20 minutes on ESPN. Navy is favored by more than a touchdown over Cincinnati. Of course, Cincinnati without their quarterback. That makes a difference, right?
It does, but Navy, I think they may have been favored anyway.
Even with
Sorsby
playing?
Yeah, because it would have been more than just him not playing for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Navy,
everybody's playing. Arizona SMU tonight on Fox. SMU's favored by 1.5. Must have some opt-outs. Then also tonight on ESPN, you have Mississippi State taking on Wake Forest. That's the Duke's Mayo Bowl. They still dump the coach with mayonnaise?
Oh, yeah. That's part of it.
Mississippi State favored by less than a field goal, 2.5 right now. All right, tomorrow's the NFL. Like I said, got to transition. Got to get your mind right for the NFL and some of these important games tomorrow. It all gets started with Carolina and Tampa Bay. ABC has that game, 3:30 kickoff. So you can watch the Razorbacks, listen to the post-game show, and then catch the second half of Carolina, Tampa Bay. If Carolina wins, they're going to the playoffs. If Tampa Bay wins, they got to sit around and see what happens with Atlanta and New Orleans.
Yeah, they're not necessarily going. They take a step in the right direction, but doesn't mean they're going.
Baker Mayfield was talking about this scenario.
For us to get in the playoffs, first and foremost, we have to win on Saturday. So that's the main focus. Can't control what happens when the game's Sunday, but we can control how Saturday goes, how we prepare, how we come into it, and last home game.
Two-step process. Step one, you got to take care of business. You don't win, that step two doesn't even matter.
It's irrelevant.
Tampa Bay's been playing so poorly.
But the thing about it is, as bad as they played this game, it could determine a lot for them.
Yeah, it erases their failures down the stretch. They've lost 4 straight games, 7 out of the last 8. Isn't that crazy?
It is, but similar situation with Falcons last year. Looked like they had division wrapped up, and out of nowhere, here comes Bucks. So it happens this time of year, and then that's why getting these division games last week of the season, and for some teams, last couple of weeks of the season, become very important games.
I saw a stat where if Tampa Bay does get in the playoffs, if they win and get in, winning 8 out of their last 10. Is that right? 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. They've lost 7 out of 8, so that would be 2 and 7. Yeah, they would enter the playoffs on a 2-7 stretch. That would be one of the worst stretches to get into the playoffs in NFL modern day history. Almost. Not unprecedented, but almost. Then tomorrow night, we get Seattle, San Francisco. Oh, ABC has that game also, 7 o'clock. 49ers hosting.
Yeah, winner's 1 seed, loser could be a 5 or 6 seed. I think Seattle would be locked in the 5, but it's possible that 49ers could be a 6 seed.
Okay. 49ers offense has been fun to watch. Brock Purdy's been playing awesome.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
The entire offense has been clicking, but Purdy has been putting on a show. Here's Mike McDonald talking about Brock Purdy.
When you've got a player like Brock Purdy who's not a typical runner but is really elusive, at what point do you prioritize treating him like a running quarterback and keeping him in the pocket over stunts and rushing passing?
Well, there's definitely a balance. Not all plays are the same based off the situation. He's doing a great job. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of plays where he's throwing on time and layering throws over hook players and seeing defenses kind of before it happens and making you pay that way. And then he's doing obviously making a lot of plays, extended plays, and being creative and using his playmaking ability as well. So I think it depends on the situation, what you have called, how you're trying to attack him.
After these 2 games tomorrow, is there anything that's got your attention Sunday at noon or Sunday at 3:30 that
Saints Falcons?
if Tampa Bay wins.
I mean, I'm still interested in that game though, because it's a division game, and then in all games tomorrow are division games. But when you look at some of the closer matchups like Bills Jets, that's not really interesting because you're talking about, well, Bills, they're playing for their playoff seed, and that's where you have a lot of these teams are playing for seeding in playoffs, and then they're matched up against teams that really their season is over after Sunday.
It's like Bears Lions.
Yeah, but Lions,
they're done.
Yeah, that would be one to be interested in actually. Packers Vikings, that's one.
I'm looking at Dolphins Patriots, depending on what Denver does. But I just saw an injury report from Miami. It looks like they may be setting a lot of their players.
Just opening that door
for the Patriots to go and get that win. And then Commanders Eagles. Big one Sunday night. Ravens Steelers.
You know what? Knew that at the time Steelers lose that game to Browns, and you know how they have the schedule to be determined. Knew in that moment that was going to be the Sunday night game. Knew it. Yeah. There was no question.
I knew it wasn't going to be the Tampa Bay Carolina game.
It could have been.
It
could have been. That's for a division title and a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not a Sunday night marquee matchup. And with the 49ers playing on Sunday night the week before, I was thinking probably don't go back-to-back Sunday night games.
Why not? They've done it before.
Because you did have the Steelers and Ravens.
Yeah. But they've done it before.
If they didn't have Steelers-Ravens, I could see it.
Yeah. But I want to say Chiefs have maybe done that in years past.
Back-to-back
Sunday night games.
All right. Here's Lamar Jackson talking about that the Browns-Steelers game.
I didn't watch the game.
No?
Nah, I didn't want to jinx it. I just wanted to find out what happened after.
How about when you learned? What were your emotions? What did you think?
Let's go. Let's go.
Lamar's been dealing with back injury. What was the injury before? He got hit in the back but
back contusion.
No, before
that,
missed, what was it?
He had multiple injuries. He was dealing with hamstring,
ankle.
He's had several injuries this year he's been dealing with.
Clearly has been a little different player since he's been back, not running as often, but says that's kind of in the past.
I'm doing a lot of treatment, trying to get that contusion out of there much as possible. But I feel great right now. Yeah.
What kind of Lamar Jackson do you expect to see Sunday night?
Maybe 70%.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be fully healthy. And so that's kind of been the argument out there. Are they better suited with Lamar Jackson at 70% or Tyler Huntley, who's completely healthy? We know Lamar brings a lot more to the table, but as an injured player, he hasn't been. And then they seem to cater that offense more around Derrick Henry when Lamar isn't in there.
Right.
And then when he's in there, now everything shifts towards him, which why not cater it towards Derrick Henry with Lamar in there? That makes them more dangerous overall.
It makes zero sense. Let's go to Aaron Rodgers.
Stinkers back to back over the years. Same mindset every week, same approach. Just expect greatness, and when it doesn't happen, you don't shift up the plan. You just keep on going and trust the process.
See, that right there, he's talking about he hasn't had back-to-back. Come on, man. None of that matters. Like, this game is the only one that matters right now in this moment. He's relying on the past and history, saying he hasn't had back-to-back bad games. None of that matters.
He's playing mind games with himself.
You're right.
I'll be fine. You were here last week. We were talking about Caleb Williams, and I've done a reverse on Caleb Williams. I wasn't so sure in the beginning. I've come around. I like Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. He's shown me enough with his arm or with his accuracy. He'll still miss a guy from time to time, but he's gotten a lot better. And to the point now, I'm sold on Caleb Williams.
It's not necessarily he does miss throws, but all quarterbacks do. Not necessarily the accuracy, but it's just that sometimes, and Clint Sterner talks about this quite a bit, he doesn't play on time and on schedule. Mm-hmm. He always feels like he can extend plays and make plays when if you would just play on time, that's the play.
Yeah.
You don't have to run out of the pocket and do things at certain times. You just make the right play at the right time, and that wouldn't even come into play.
Feel like he is grasping the position a little bit better.
But coming down the stretch in that game against 49ers, if you just play on time there for that 2-point conversion or trying to get a touchdown in the end, mm-hmm. you have a better chance of scoring there instead of running around, moving backwards. And, I mean, he's great in doing that at times, but those aren't plays that are always going to hit for you. They'll hit sometimes,
yeah,
but they're not always going to hit.
Yeah, with the athletes in the NFL chasing him around, rolling to his left, that becomes a very difficult play to make. Here's his head coach, Ben Johnson, on Caleb Williams' 4,000 passing yards.
In May, you said you wanted to try and change the narrative around the quarterback here in Chicago. Is there any incentive to get Caleb that 4,000-yard passing mark that hasn't happened?
If it were to happen, that'd be great. He would agree with me when I say our number one objective is to win this ball game, and so whatever that takes, that's our goal, and we'll see where it's at the end of the year. But that's tertiary goal, if you will.
Seems like Caleb's playing. Do you appreciate what that might symbolize, though? I mean, maybe not on the face of it, but just what it might mean.
I think it's an arbitrary number, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would that mean? You tell me.
The only franchise to never have a 4,000-yard passer.
Okay. Probably some that don't have a 5,000-yard passer either, right? So I mean, it's just a number. So
you're new, but that's kind of a big deal here.
Yeah, apparently it is.
How far
only
away
franchise
is he?
ever
not to do it?
Yeah.
How far away is he?
It's in reach for him. I don't know exactly what the number is, but that was kind of a sticking point coming into the season. And really, since Caleb Williams got there and was drafted, that he could become the first Bears quarterback to hit that 4,000-yard mark.
He has 3,730, so he needs 270.
Yeah, I mean, that's attainable for sure.
Got the Lions. That'll be something to keep an eye on, see if he can get it. And then if they try to let him get it, if it's there, in the fourth and you got the game wrapped up, you're up 10 or so, do they keep throwing it and give him a chance to get to that 270 mark? We know Calipari will do that. He left Acuff in to get that double-double. Then he left Malik Thomas in the other night, try to get that 30.
All coaches do it, and you're talking about across all sports, but even when you look at football, quarterbacks, if they're aware, they're going to try to get receivers, tight ends, running backs, whoever it is, they're going to try to get them some incentives. Shannon Sharp, who he does a great podcast, Club Shay Shay, the latest one he did was with John Elway. And it coincides with this documentary that they have out for John Elway, I believe on Netflix. And they were discussing after one of these games, Shannon Sharp could have gotten I think it was $100,000 bonus. It may have been $150,000, but he said it was so important to him at the time because he was only making like $300,000. So another $150,000 would have been
huge,
vital for him at the time, and he didn't get it. He says that they're on the plane after the game, and he's looking at the stats, and he came up 5 yards short. And he said something to Elway about it. He's like, man, and they lost the game on top of that. But another 5 yards would have gotten him that incentive. And he said something to Elway about it. They're feeling bad because they lost. He said, and Elway told him at the time, he said, don't ever let that happen again. If you know that you're in range for something, some kind of incentive, make sure you let me know so we'll make sure you get that incentive.
That's cool. You have not watched the Elway documentary yet? I have not either. Somebody on the D3 Auto Sales text line was asking our opinion of it. They alerted it to me earlier in the week, and I was hoping during the break I would have a chance to watch it. I've got it on my bucket list of things to watch because I ran across it on Netflix not too long ago, and I didn't realize it was brand new. I thought it was just something that was popping up that maybe was old, and I kind of just dismissed it and put it to the side, but I want to check it out.
Yeah, and it was interesting also because Shannon Sharp being on Nightcap, he and Ocho Cinco, and I think someone sent a question in and asked about the documentary, and he said, well, give you a little preview here. On the next edition of Club Shay Shay, John Elway is, because they were wanting some backstories, and he said he's the guest, so we're going to get into some of that. So you're on Nightcap, and now you get to preview Club Shay Shay coming up with John Elway based on people wanting to know about this documentary.
I'll definitely try to check that out some point this weekend. We're going to finish up with Phillip Rivers. What about next year?
You can still chuck it, so I don't want to hear this. I'm done because you can still chuck it. I You're done?
I am.
No. I'm not ready for that. No.
I got a son that'll be a senior, and that St. Michael football team ready to go. We've gotten beaten in the semifinals 2 years in a row, so it'll be his senior year, and looking forward to my second son will be a ninth grader, so they'll be on the same team together. So it'll be fun to get back. The boys back home at the school have been real excited. A lot of them came to the game last week, made the 11-hour trip up, and it's been it'll be fun. I think it'll kickstart our off-season program, to say the least. Maybe some things I say to them they'll take a little more serious now that I was just out there playing a few weeks ago.
How do you know you're done?
Well, I knew I was done in 2020.
Okay, but hold on then. You weren't. So I don't know if I should believe you now.
Well, I think this is this was just everything just lined up just right because, I said to someone, if I just made up a team, I don't mean the Chicago Bears or the Minnesota Vikings, but had someone like that called, there was no chance, because again, it was a place I'd been, a team I was familiar with, the offense was exactly the same, a coach I knew. It was all those things. Our football season was over. It was all those things just made it the kind of the perfect storm. Because I said if one of those teams called, it'd be no way. I'd kind of laugh and say, y'all crazy. So I don't see it being there. My mom asked me the same question. She was like, so just hypothetical, if someone wanted you to play next year, would you consider it? And I was like, no.
Someone, but let's say Matthew Stafford wins a Super Bowl, wins his second one, goes off. The Rams are a nice, perfect little position. No?
Nah.
You would say no?
Yeah, I'm back to the sideline. This was a fun 3-week blur, but that nobody saw coming, including myself, and that'll be it.
He's done. And it's like he said, it was a perfect storm. There's only one way it could have worked, and it worked out that way.
Familiarity, relationships, we've seen that happen before.
And the offense, knowing that offense, knowing the coaching staff, yeah.
And the high school team, that's interesting that they run the same offense.
Mm-hmm.
So his sons are actually running that offense.
It was cool watching them, the little cutaways of the team watching the game together after big plays and them celebrating touchdowns and stuff. How cool would that be? Your coach is now in the NFL. I mean, it is. It's a Hollywood movie type. Just didn't have that perfect ending.
Teddy Bridgewater did it a couple of years ago also. He left the sideline after their season, and they actually won their championship, and he went back NFL. And then after that, there were some violations in the state of Florida. So they said he couldn't coach high school football. So now you see him as a backup quarterback. He's just playing. But they accomplished the goal. They won a championship while he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some crazy violations, too, where it was like giving kids rides and certain things like that where that coaches do all the time. And it just happened to be with Florida in some of their laws.
Speaking of quarterbacks, when we were talking about Ole Miss, Austin Simmons plans to enter the portal.
Knew that may have been a possibility.
And he has a no-contact tag.
That means he is on his way somewhere already.
Pete Thamel says Missouri is the favorite to land him.
Well, they're not just a favorite. That's where he's going to end up.
Yeah. He is expected to stay with Ole Miss throughout the college football playoff run, just in case he is needed.
Yeah, and that it's good to have that luxury where the portal opens for them after they're done playing.
Like, who was it? Oh, it was Missouri did this last year with the, what's his name? It left. He was the backup quarterback.
Oh, the guy at Penn State, from Penn State that went to Missouri?
Yep. Pribula.
Yeah.
He left because he had to at the time and left the team while they were still playing.
Yeah. So the difference here is they've changed some of that.
Or this time Missouri's willing to wait because they already know what they got.
Definitely, that too.
Yeah. That's why there's the no contact. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will make some picks. Joe is hot. He has erased the deficit and now taking the lead.
It could have been better. There was one game that came down to the end.
You missed one. 49ers Bears. That's it.
Yeah. And that came down to the end.
Yeah, it did. All right, we'll make some picks when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
This is Sports Center.
College football playoff quarterfinals started with Miami taking down Ohio State 24-14 on Wednesday. The Hurricanes were up 14-0 at halftime, but the Buckeyes clawed back to make it a 17-14 Miami lead in the fourth. The Hurricanes would then use a 5-minute touchdown drive to ice the game. Yesterday there were 3 games. The first 2 were uncompetitive as Oregon shut out Texas Tech, beating them 23-0, while number 1 seed Indiana dominated Alabama, beating them 38-3. Indiana and Oregon will play next Friday in the Peach Bowl. The Hoosiers won the first matchup 30-20. The third game was an instant classic as Ole Miss beat beat Georgia 39-34. The Rebels kicker Lucas Carneiro went 3 for 3 with the 2 longest kicks in Sugar Bowl history at 56 yards and 55 yards, while hitting the field goal to put them up 3 in the final 10 seconds. Georgia recorded a safety on the ensuing kickoff. Ole Miss and Miami will face off in the Fiesta Bowl next Thursday. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Well, Bass, game's almost over. I hope you got those bets in on the Oaklawn Sports app.
You know, Roger, this Oaklawn Sports betting app might actually make watching games with you bearable.
That's big talk coming from a guy who's about to pick up the tab. But I hear you. With this app, we can bet on all the games this season with so many options.
And after they kick this field goal, it'll be you picking up the tab.
Nah, he's going to miss.
It's good!
That's bad.
Bet all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all know how busy our lives can be these days and how important our time and convenience is as well. Edwards Food Giant knows that too. So that's why they're inviting you to take advantage of their Heat and Eat meal solutions items in their deli department. Delicious Edwards Food Giant signature dishes, along with a wide choice of entrees and sides, all ready for you to pick up and take home to serve your family tonight. The Heat and Eat meal solution is now at your favorite Central Arkansas Edwards Food Giant deli. This week's special is meatloaf for only $7.49 per pound with roasted red skin potatoes and peppers for $4.99 per pound.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part? It's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Rick Schaefer and I will be back in the Eat My Catfish studio on Friday. And we're bringing in Neil Atkinson from Bed Saracen, Trey Biddy from hogsports.com, thanks to Chris Crane, Hyundai and Genesis of Conway, Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson from hogville.net, and the legend, Coach Nolan Richardson. Thanks to Arkansas Municipal Equipment. See you Friday on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, back at it every Friday at 3:30. Joe and I make our picks. Last week, Joe, it was a rough week for everybody but you. Well, you went 5-5.
Yeah.
But you got the games that mattered. K-Bo, who was in here hanging out with us, went 4-6. I was 3-7. And Todd, poor Todd, was 2-8.
It was one of those weeks, though.
The NFL was crazy. I did the NFL first last weekend. I was 1-5 in the NFL. All three of us, you were 2-4. Kevin and Todd was 1-5 also. I'm like, 6 games.
Yeah,
we all missed on the Lions. We all missed on the Packers. Todd was the only one to get the Saints right over the Titans. It was a tough week. Tough week. I started the week down 1. You beat me by 2 games. I am down by 3 now.
And that Eagles-Bills, that came down to the end.
That's right.
Bills decided to go for 2.
And had it.
Yeah.
Josh Allen had a horrific throw.
But when you're, the old maybe thinking and the analytics behind it, it's like if you're on the road You want to go for 2? If you're at home, why are you going for 2?
Especially the way their defense has held Philadelphia.
Yeah, tie
to
it.
nothing in the second half.
Go to OT. Take your chances there. But
yeah,
the play design, it
was there.
Second guessing. So, yeah, the play design, it would have gotten them the win, but it didn't because they didn't convert. They didn't execute.
He didn't. And you don't say that often about Josh Allen.
Well, quarterbacks miss throws, though. The best quarterbacks, they're going to miss throws at times.
That was rough.
All right. First game on Saturday. Panthers at Bucks.
I'll go first because I have my mind made up on this one. I'm going Panthers. I think they've played much better down the stretch. They deserve to be in the playoffs. Buccaneers don't deserve. They haven't played well. I think Baker's hurt, and he's just battling through the injuries, and he's not playing well. Tampa's not playing well. Panthers put an end to any suspense and having to sit around and wait for Atlanta and New Orleans on Sunday. Panthers win it outright.
I agree with that. I have Panthers getting the win, but it is a luxury to them to know that even if you come up short, now you can depend on a division rival to come through for you, which Falcons came through for them on a big Monday night game. So that was the first step.
Falcons have been playing better. I mean, with Kirk Cousins, this team's looked different down the stretch. And finally using some of the weapons like Pitts, and then Bijan Robinson's just been an animal.
Oh, that 93-yard rushing touchdown.
He needs right over 200 total yards from scrimmage to break Chris Johnson's record of 25.05.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had that Monday night.
Yeah, he's been amazing. But there'll be some disappointed Falcons fans because there are a lot of them that don't want Raheem Morris anymore, and he could be fairly safe.
Ties for the division title? I mean, that possibility's still there.
Yeah, for sure.
Won't mean much, but you're right there.
All right, so we both go Panthers there. Seahawks at 49ers. 49ers have the inside track there to the 1 seed overall and staying at home through the entirety of the playoffs. I'm going to go Seahawks here, though, because I like the better defense, and I think they may be more complete overall because of some of the injuries that 49ers are dealing with, but wouldn't be surprised either way that this goes, and especially with 49ers playing on their home field. We saw how good they've looked over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've looked great. That offense has been clicking. They're going to be put to the test with Seattle's defense. A very good defense. I think it's the other side. Seattle can and will move the ball and put up some points. 49ers have been giving up points. Just don't think they can get in a slugfest with Seattle in that defense and win this game.
Now, the difference also could be Sam Darnold. He's the wild card.
Yeah, he is.
Because if you get to him and put pressure on him with any quarterback, he tends to get loose with the football at times.
Yep. I'm on a roll with Sam Darnold in Seattle.
All right, so we're agreeing there. Saints-Falcons.
Two of the hotter teams in the South, right?
Absolutely.
Saints have been playing much better. What are they, 5 in a row?
Yeah, since Tyler Shuck has been in there playing.
Yeah, and I think the Falcons have won 4 in a row. So
too little, too late for both these teams.
Both of them, but both playing better at the end of the year. That's for sure. I'm gonna go with Falcons.
Okay, we're both going Falcons there. So Falcons have Panthers covered. No matter what happens there, Panthers lose. According to us, the way we're looking at it, Falcons will have their backs, and Panthers get into the playoffs regardless. Packers at Vikings.
What's the status of Love?
Jordan Love is not playing.
So Willis is going to play?
Don't know if Willis is going to play.
That's true. That's right.
Oh, I believe Clayton Tune may be the starter there. Packers offense, though, because Clayton Tune, he brings some mobility to the quarterback position also. We've seen that Malik Willis brings that. So it actually makes their run game better with either one of those guys in there. It's kind of like Ravens in their game plan. Jordan Love is in there. They want to chuck it all over the place. but their run game is actually better when they're concentrating on that run game with a backup quarterback in.
Get to the basics, kind of like Baltimore.
And that's kind of a staple of teams that are playing with their backup quarterback. You want to play to strengths, and you want to probably minimize time of possession for the other team and play some good defense if you can. But I'm going to go Vikings here.
I am too. Just think it's if you're down to your third string quarterback, that's trouble.
All right, Lions Bears.
Look, I picked the Lions, I think the last 3 weeks because their back was up against the wall, and they lost all 3 times. So I'm going Bears. Bears need a win to get that 2 spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lions have they've been spoilers at times, and especially these end-of-season games. Not expecting them to be a spoiler here, but once again, wouldn't be surprised if they are. I'm going Bears also.
Okay.
Ravens-Steelers, game that both teams need to try to advance on. Ravens, they're getting healthier with Lamar Jackson being in there. Steelers, they're bringing back some players that have been out of the lineup also because of this being a winner-take-all type game. I'm going to go Steelers here.
Yeah. I don't like the way the Ravens have looked, even with Lamar in there. If they would – do you feel like if they made a commitment to run Henry 25, 30 times, they would stop him?
Their game plan, Steelers' game plan, has always been catered around that, and I think they have better run defense this year. Now, if you go back to last year, they got thrashed at the end of the season and that playoff game, but then they drafted a certain way because of those results. We see teams try to get better in certain areas. They drafted this year to be able to stop the run. Now, earlier in the season, they weren't doing a good job of it, but here in the last 5 weeks or so, well, I don't know how many weeks specifically, but after that Bills game, they made even more of a commitment to stop the run because they got thrashed in that game also, and they've done better over the past few weeks at least because we know how potent that Lions offense is with the running backs, and they were able to really put a stamp on that game. So I would say that they would do a much better job of containing Derrick Henry. Doesn't mean that they would be able to stop him, but it wouldn't just get out of control like it has at times.
Not like last week where he ran for 200.
No, I wouldn't think that it would get that bad.
I'm going Steelers too.
Okay.
Can't pick against them, especially at home. I think they get it done.
Okay. FCS championship game, Illinois State, Montana State. Montana State has been a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Now, when you think about Montana and is Montana State, North Dakota, and South Dakota State, those teams have all been juggernauts. North Dakota schools, South Dakota schools, Montana. Illinois State is fresh here. This is something that's new. Got to go with a team that's been the juggernaut in Montana State, but would love to see something different happen here with Illinois State. And but overall, I think Montana State.
They had a nice upset last week, right? Illinois State?
I think over the past couple of weeks they've had some nice upsets.
Yeah.
Because they did beat North Dakota State a couple of weeks ago.
Knocked them out. It's hard not to pick Montana State. But we picked every game the same. I'm going to go Illinois. I know zero about them. I'll just pick the upset since they've
And you know what, Wes? This is one that I wouldn't mind losing, but because, like I said, would love to see something different
somebody
there.
different in there winning the trophy.
Yeah. All right. We have one college football playoff semifinal, and then next week we'll have the other one because this game is on a Thursday. The other game will be Friday, so it'll be included in next week's picks. But
okay.
Miami versus Ole Miss. I'm going to ride – both these teams are hot, but I'm going to ride the defense here in Miami.
I think it's such a great matchup. If Miami Can they slow that Ole Miss offense down? Or can Ole Miss slow down Miami enough running the ball? That's the key. I don't think they can. I think Miami's going to be able to run the ball. That does keep that Ole Miss offense off the field a little bit. Bain is such a beast.
Oh, yeah. Up front, they're really good.
Chambliss is fun to watch, too. I'm torn on this one.
Oh, for sure. For sure, because it's contrasting styles, too.
I'll go Ole Miss, just to make it fun. It's a coin toss for me. And if you'd have said Ole Miss, I'd have gone Miami. Since you go Miami, I'll go Ole Miss. All right.
You know, I felt something about Ole Miss in that Georgia game just because of that first matchup and how close it was, and Ole Miss really controlling the game until that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And even last night, when they were down, didn't feel like they were out of that game simply because they were really hurting themselves with some of the mistakes they were making.
And they were moving the ball. Yeah, I remember that game. We were at the Razorback game. That was the game where it rained and it delayed the Razorback game, and we were watching the first Ole Miss Georgia game. And Ole Miss was just every time. They could not stop them. They were scoring every possession. And then they got the fourth quarter and couldn't score. It was like, they're going to blow this. And sure enough,
and they did.
They did. We'll take a break. Last break of the week. When we come back, we'll get you set for the weekend. We'll finish up on the D3 Auto Sales text line or some phone calls, 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Matt Warden, Jamie Marsh, or Richard Yeager in Little Rock today.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Gen Wealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus, lots of fun choices. Like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Start 2026 on the move. Don't let joint pain stop you from reaching your New Year's resolutions or just having that lifestyle that you've wanted for a while now. Hit the ground running in 2026 with QC Kinetics. They deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Achy knees, hips, shoulders, back, wherever that joint pain is, QC Kinetics is here to help. One of the great things about it is there is no surgery, there's no recovery, which can be the harder part of that surgical procedure, and also there's no pain. Imagine instead you're moving better, stronger, and planning the year you actually want with all of the activities that you want because you use treatment from QC Kinetics. January is supposed to be your clean slate, so make it one. Stop managing the pain and start solving it now with QC Kinetics. Call for your free consultation at 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. Call QC Kinetics today.
The time has come to address something that you may not be aware of that will change your life. Electronically controlled suspension and road preview. That's a standard feature on a 2026 GV80 from Genesis of Conway. What does it mean? No matter the pothole, your new Genesis can automatically stabilize the ride. The potholes are harmless, and you'll stay out of the hole with the deal you get from Genesis of Conway. The future of luxury today.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Blackman Auctions, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Malvern National Bank, Edwards Food Giant, Chris Crane Hyundai, and Genesis of Conway.
Tried to make it Sunday, but I got so damn depressed that I set my sights on Monday, and I got myself
Back at it, Out of Bounds, one last segment before the weekend. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin. Joe, I was looking at one of Kyle Sutherland's tweets during the break, and I got it really excited. This wide receiver coming to visit Arkansas. 3-time all-conference selection, 193 receptions, 2,500 yards, 27 touchdowns in the last 3 years. It's from Penn. I thought it said Penn State. I was like, oh, my God, they're going after – who is this guy from Penn State? Jared Richardson. Yeah, I think I've heard of him from Penn State. And then I looked a little closer. It's from Penn.
That's okay, man. Go get some playmakers.
Yeah, he's putting up some numbers, and he was a finalist, I think it said, from the for the Harlan Hill Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So just needs an opportunity at the FBS level. Portal 3,500. I saw Richard Davenport retweet somebody in the portal now.
Yeah, that's nothing to shy away from where someone is in school currently, because if you look at Trinidad Chambliss, I mean, he's a prime example of it.
What do you think with Simmons going in the portal? Does it say anything? Do you read anything into that about Simmons? Because you would think he would know something.
Oh, as far as Chambliss returning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does make you want to read between the lines there. But I think with Chambliss, there's still some stuff to be determined. There's still that chance that he could enter the NFL draft. I could see that happening for him.
And then I thought if he had wanted to enter the portal, you would think LSU would want him, right? He'd want to go play for Lane Kiffin again.
Right.
In that offense. So, and then when I saw Simmons in the portal, I was like, oh, well, I guess he may be going to LSU and play for Lane Kiffin. But then it says he's got a no contact, and it appears Missouri is the front runner. So,
never know.
No, you don't. No, you don't. D3 Auto Sales Text Line. Did you guys talk about the boot from Jeopardy today? Nope, did not talk about it. Web Slinger in Cersei. Honestly, I don't know. I guess that was the question on Jeopardy today. The boot. TP in Little Rock says, got the Buccaneers. He's got San Francisco. He's got the Saints, the Vikings, the Lions, the Ravens, Illinois State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Tennessee. Arkansas beating Tennessee 71-70 in overtime.
Illinois State, like it.
501 says, thank goodness for the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, clarifying the organization's position on college eligibility for players with NBA experience. No doubt. That was not even borderline ridiculous. It was ridiculous. You can't have NBA players coming back to college.
Not even from overseas?
No. If you've played in the
no,
NBA.
I know that was the whole sticking point there that Coach Cal was talking about, that if they were trying to include these players that were from outside U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're here, we already know that the rules clearly state that once you've gone pro, you can't go back. But for international players, there was a loophole there.
Mm-hmm. Need to close that loophole. Hey, guys, just curious. Want to get your thoughts on this since the NFL draft next year is going to be so quarterback unfriendly. Say Ole Miss runs the table and wins all of it. Do you think the quarterback could tell Lane Kiffin to kick rocks and then go to the NFL? Because what I saw against Georgia, he would be a first-round pick.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, as far as this quarterback class is going to be limited. At first, it was thought to be one of the better ones upcoming, but with so many quarterbacks returning, that guy has NFL written all over him as far as his skill set and what he can do. He's an NFL quarterback.
And if you're a first-round pick, you got to go, right?
Absolutely.
2 questions here from the 501. Do you see Shedeur as the starting quarterback for the Browns next year?
Not necessarily, and it's not because of who he is. There's so much yet to be determined with, will the coach be returning?
Yeah. Question number 2. If you were the head coach in the NFL, who would be your top 3 quarterback choices playing today? Who would you want to lead your team?
Of the quarterbacks that are currently in the league already?
Yeah.
Got to go with, even though he's older, Matt Stafford has to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Stafford, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We agree. That was the 3 I was going to say. Hey, Wes, your Texas State Bobcats are doing the business against Rice. The spread was 18.5. Yeah, it was easy cover. Bobcats look strong. Tell Joe I'm a Packer backer through and through, pulling for Mr. Discount double check in the Steelers this week.
Yeah, appreciate that. Man, he's made some really bad throws here recently, and some poor decision making at times. Where it's like against Browns, they had a 4th and 1, had a receiver over the middle, and he decided to throw deep. And if you hit the receiver over the middle, it's a 4th and 1.
First down.
You get the first down, and the drive keeps going.
Move the chains.
At the end of the game, targeted MVS over and over again. And should have been Scotty Miller, Pat Freiermuth, who had gotten you started with that drive.
Yeah.
Keep it going with the 2 of them.
Scott says, I think the game Saturday comes down to Brazil and Thomas and how they handle the physicality of Tennessee. That is why I'm glad Coach Cal scheduled Michigan State and Houston. 2 physical teams. Yeah, big guys got to play big. Don't forget, we'll have the Bet Saracen postgame show live from Walk-Ons after the game tomorrow afternoon. Hope you can join us. Joe, have a good weekend. Y'all have a good weekend. Drive Time Sports is next.
Oaklawn is here for when you want nonstop racing and nonstop action. The season's back.